The Michael Deacon program is the embassy.
Welcome back. We're finally live yet again. My name, in fact, is Michael Deacon, and I am your host. It's a pleasure to meet you. In a moment, I'll be sharing the mic with Daniel of End of Days Radio. And, of course, the one and only Mr. Mike Hideous. You've heard them here numerous times, and we all go back many, many years now, many moons now. But yes, we're back to do it again live for all of you right here on the JW Tube. Here we are again on a night like this. Oh yes, you are in for a fun ride. If humor and thought-provoking audio is offensive to you, I would advise you to show yourself the door. Tonight's show is rated H for heart attack. Please forgive me, for I am about to sin here tonight, but I'm sure you will forgive me, because that's how nice you are. But yes, let's turn it down. There we go. And yes, welcome back for another dose of the Michael Deacon program. And yes, I'm not alone tonight. I am with Daniel and Mr. Mike Hideous. Let's bring them in already. Let's stop wasting time. Mike, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I could hear you. And Daniel, are you there?
Hello, Mr. Deacon.
There he is. Very nice. I'm glad you guys are here.
Cool, thank you.
Feels like old times, right? Saturday night, here we are together again under pale moonlight. It's like nothing's changed.
Do I have to say it?
Well, you could.
Have you ever danced with the devil under a pale moonlight?
Oh, there it is, yes.
I have.
Mike actually has in real time.
Back in his magic days.
Yes,
Yeah.
back when he was LARPing as a Satanist.
When he was in the woods, naked, covered in blood.
Naked and afraid. But
Oh,
yeah,
you watch that show?
every now and then. Not a big fan, though. I don't really like seeing a bunch of guys, backsides, I just think of a
Dirty
stinky,
backsides.
sweaty backside.
Dirty cracks.
Dirty crack, yes.
Ew.
Exactly. Not the way I wanted to start off the program, but welcome both of you gentlemen to the Michael Deacon program yet again. It's like old times yet again, and it's good to hang out with both of you here tonight, and we've got a shitload of things to get into. And I also wanted to start the show off slightly different, as I wanted to mention that I actually was interviewed on another show, Mike. I mean, I don't really do too many interviews, but I actually enjoyed myself. And, me, you, Daniel, we have been doing shows for ages now, and both of us at the same time, not sexually, but we've interviewed Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino, and he was the subject of that interview for a good portion of that. And I just wanted to ask you, Daniel, and Mike, did you guys like those interviews that we did back in the day with Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino?
Yeah, it's just that he's a very controversial figure. So when I explained to people that I interviewed him, I just kind of put it out there that he was a very nice elderly guy, and I saw no signs of him being some kind of evil pedophile or anything like that. But at the same time, I do not know if he's guilty or innocent.
Right, that's kind of the basis I was under myself, as I also mentioned that he's kind of like this old grandfather type guy. He's an older gentleman, obviously, and of course, he was very nice to all of us. He loved the program, loved myself, loved all of you guys as well. He enjoyed his time with us, and we talked off air, and I've never talked to him about anything too crazy. It was just about life in general. And I said in the interview that, the guy was rather intelligent. I thought he was one of the smartest people I've talked to. I found him fascinating. But yes, he is considered the boogeyman for most of the internet. Mike, I'm not sure if you're familiar with his sort of online persona of sorts, where he's this like crazed, insane guy. And for all we know, he might be, or at least was at one time. We don't know that. But he treated us good, So what could you say? It's not like we knew that monster that they depict in the media. Obviously, we don't know that. Again, don't know if any of the allegations are true. He was never convicted of anything, and he seemed to have an alibi, as you guys know. But the kids that were at the Presidio back in San Francisco, they, a good portion of them, at least 60 of them, contracted chlamydia. So that's pretty outrageous. Some of the victims. Mhm.
What? Wait, what? What? Can you repeat that?
Are you not aware of
Yeah,
that?
they got an STD.
Well, wait.
Yes,
So, I'm sorry. Maybe I missed what you heard. You said that we're talking about a Michael Aquino, right?
correct.
Yep, temple is set.
Were you not familiar with the accusations that he faced back in the day?
Well, I heard the allegations about like child diddling
Yeah.
and sacrifice and stuff like that, but he was he was cleared of all that. But what are you saying?
What am I saying?
Yeah, about the chlamydia. What are you saying?
Well, that kids contracted chlamydia is what I'm saying. The
From
kids that
him?
were at the daycare, I didn't say directly from him, but
That's what I'm trying to
but
understand.
whoever
Yeah.
was there, they somehow contracted it. It's not like the kids fell down one day at a bar and, hey, I've got chlamydia. I mean, it doesn't really work that way, Mike. So something might have
Okay.
happened.
Obviously, yeah, something happened. I mean,
Something happened, but
I don't know what the medical situation is for someone to officially contract chlamydia. Chlamydia, right? What did we
right.
say? Chlamydia.
There was
So,
also the fact that
hang on one
they
second, Daniel. Hold that thought. What I'm trying to say is that I know it's sexually transmitted, but can it
Right.
also be transmitted from, say, like, I don't know, like a toilet or touching something that somebody else touched?
Not chlamydia, no.
Okay, so it's strictly sexually.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
so there's a lot of strange allegations surrounding the Presidio daycare case. And of course,
also the children
Mhm.
were able, or at least one of them was able to pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was getting at. And I was going to tell that to Mike that, yeah, there was children that were involved that picked out his house, and they picked out that there was a soundproof room in his home as well. And they also mentioned Lilith Aquino as well. So
Wow.
again, would the court system get things wrong? Sure. I mean, it happened with OJ. Did they get this thing wrong? I don't know, but there was enough.
Well,
He was enough to not get convicted, obviously. But I've always said again, Michael was always good to me. Never, I don't have anything bad to say about the guy. To be honest with you, I didn't view him as a friend of mine though, because I mean, come on, there's only so much you can do with a complete stranger, just some person you bring on to the program. Like I view both of you as a friend, so I actually write and tell you nice things off the air. I actually wish you well, and yeah, I didn't really have that with Quino, by the way.
yeah,
And
he was
There's
he was
also
a
the
private
fact that
guy.
that he was head of psyops for the entire country.
Correct.
And in
Yeah.
addition, like you mentioned, like how the
And by the
correlation
way,
between
Mike,
him and like
the only reason why I mentioned this to you is because not a week goes by and any month you can name where someone doesn't email me directly about Michael Aquino and my thoughts and opinions. And I've never really talked about it at length as I did on the last interview that I gave. And um, again, I, I get a lot of shit, by the way, a lot for bringing him on here, Mike. So the thing is, you guys got to remember that this isn't a courtroom and it's not an interrogation. I just bring people on here that I find truly fascinating. So that's kind of what we are getting at during this discussion, basically. But who knows? At the time, I didn't really know all the facts or non facts, but learning things along the line and along this sort of a realm that we're in and talking to different people out there of different underground facilities and talking to John Lear talking about naval facilities underground that start from the ocean, go all the way up to Las Vegas, for instance. A lot of wild shit happens. So, is it possible that Michael Aquino could have been involved in a lot of this? Well, the answer I would have to say is yes. There's a reason to believe that a lot of these things go on, and it's quite a shame, unfortunately. But that's just the nature of the beast, I guess you could say, Mike and Daniel.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. One of my favorite things about those interviews was when Mike told us about the Stargate that the government was working on, because many years later, upon studying ancient history and specifically the Anunnaki from Sumeria, I found a lot of parallels there, and I definitely believe what he said.
And Mike, what did you take away from all of our interviews we did? And by the way, Daniel, I'm not sure if you even know that I had brought on E.A. Coetting, and I interviewed Michael Aquino with E.A. Coetting on the program. And um, during that time, I think E.A. Coetting was really trying to get Michael to talk about the left hand path, about all sorts of occult things. But at that point in time during that phase of our talks together, it seemed like Michael was kind of checked out of that realm and really did not answer a lot of questions that E.A. Coetting had for Michael. He just sort of brushed him over, or brushed him off rather, and continued talking to me during that interview. It was a little. I mean, I felt it as I've been doing this for a long time, but he sort of brushed him off. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing about EA. He is very no holds barred,
Right.
crazy magical experimentation and stuff that I probably would not touch upon again myself, because like I said before, the things he talks about, the things he puts in his books are very real, and it'll, if you try any of that stuff, you will get results.
Amazing. Mike, again, sorry to go on there, but your thoughts and opinions on Michael Aquino and just the man that you talked to.
well, to go back on what you were mentioning, you talked about the comparison between like the O.J. Simpson trial and all the idiots that said he was innocent,
Yeah.
racists. Um, the thing with Aquino was that he always had a target on his back. If you are associated with Satanism or the occult, um, particularly, I mean, if if you had a you're going to talk about somebody that you don't like because they're not part of your religion, usually 9 times out of 10, it's the Satanists who get more, they get, pretty hard beat down as opposed to, say, a witch. So, having said that,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that a lot of allegations have taken place, but according to um, the trials and court cases, he was innocent.
He was
So,
found innocent, folks. Yeah.
found innocent. So, having said that, the next question to answer would be how did I think it was how did I feel about
Yeah, like your
doing the
perception.
interview.
Yeah, he seemed like a good person. If you never heard of
Right.
any of the details of the allegations of anything like that, again,
Right.
you would have the perception that he was just like this sort of old grandfather type of dude, right?
Well, first and foremost, he's one of the most intelligent men I've ever spoken to in my life.
That too.
Um,
Yes.
uh, Reading the book that he bought. I mean, I've got his books on the Temple of Set.
Right.
I mean, and that is a complicated, deep read. Now, the other stuff, when he did I'm not sure what the word or term is, when he redid the Satanic Bible,
Oh, the
uh,
revision.
the revision, I was going to say
There you go.
revised.
It
When he
would
did the
that works.
revision, when he did the revision of that, and I read that as well. Again, very deep dive into that book. It's very deep. That's all I can say. But again, this is a man who is highly intelligent. I'm saying, I don't know if it's fair to say borderline genius, but the guy, like, we would do the interview with him and we'd only be able to get in a few questions. And I had hundreds of questions I wanted to ask him.
Yeah.
But as he talks, he goes deeper and deeper. And this is the sign of a man who's highly intelligent. Now, am I glazing him because of my association with Satanism and the fact that I found it amazing that I was talking to and asking questions to a man who got his start, per se, in the occult with Anton LaVey? Maybe.
Pretty wild though, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. But, I was almost dumbfounded because it was a really big deal for me. But to sum things up, I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was kind. And I had a lot of respect for him. And to be perfectly honest, I never dove into his history with any of these accusations
Right.
or anything like that.
Well, he seemed to have an answer for all the questions that we asked him directly, and I mentioned
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Presidio. You were there. I asked him. He even wrote a book about it. He fought legal. He fought the legalities of it all with the government. He cleared his name. So it's what can you say at that point? Unfortunately, I mean,
Right.
a lot of people very angry at that sort of thing. People very angry with me. They were saying things like I humanized the guy, and I thought, well, that's part of the job as a
Did you
civic
say
broadcaster of
did you
sorts.
say humanized or dehumanized?
Humanized.
Humanized, okay.
That's what people were saying in emails, very angry with me. And again, I bring people in here that I find fascinating. I brought in people like Bill Ayers and Michael Parenti, and these guys are like social Marxist type guys.
Michael Alec.
Yeah, like, I brought in all kinds of different people, and and doesn't necessarily mean that I side with them. It's just it's
Right.
good to talk to all kinds of people, and you can learn something from everyone. And another thing I mentioned in that interview, by the way, you'll probably get a good laugh at this, Mike. I said it's good to know people in high and low places, so I'll see some familiar faces in heaven and in hell. It's good to
Can we
keep
get
your
that
bases
Japanese
covered.
guy that? Oh, sorry. Can we get the Japanese guy that ate the woman?
Wait, who's that?
You didn't hear
Yeah,
about
you
that?
never heard that story?
No, tell me. Now I'm curious. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's this Japanese guy in Japan, and he was he was fascinated with Caucasian women. And there was
Cannibalism.
there was one that was visiting Japan, and he befriended her, and he actually killed her and ate her.
That sounds
Well,
familiar.
hang
That-
on,
yeah.
Daniel. Didn't they correspond? I mean, I may be wrong on this, but I thought it was that they had corresponded online. He had mentioned that he was always interested in what human flesh tasted like. And if I remember correctly, she was willing to either offer him a portion of her body to eat or she was going to kill herself. Isn't that the situation?
If that's true, I'm unfamiliar with it. I just know that I believe he was tried in the United States, and he was extradited. No, he was extradited to Japan, and they just put him in a mental facility for a couple weeks and let him go.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's very
And then,
nice.
and then he became a huge celebrity. and was doing
Yeah.
interviews and like wrote books and made like $1 million.
I feel like I've heard this story somewhere online about this cannibal from Japan.
Oh, it's easy to find. He's pretty that information's pretty easy to
Yeah,
find.
that
If
sounds
you Google it.
familiar. Very familiar.
Oh, but somebody in the chat mentioned Michael Aquino's book Mind War. Just
Mind
want to
War.
touch
Yeah,
on that real quick before we move on.
sure.
I did read the first part of that book, and it was very disturbing to me because Michael Aquino, as the head of psyops and somebody so deep into the government, he actually came up with some very brutal tactics for defeating an enemy, and that's what the basis of the book Mind War is all about. But if you read that book, you realize they're doing that type of stuff to us right now,
Yeah.
which he justifies in the book, which I absolutely do not agree with. So there's that. Just throwing that out there,
He's
not
pretty
judging the
much,
guy.
yeah, he pretty much set the blueprint in terms of psychological warfare and torture. And you could see
Yes.
most of his public work back when what we did over in Iraq and Abu Ghraib, by the way, when you saw the soldiers stacked up in a triangle sort of way, and then you had that guard, the
Getting
lady. Do you
step.
remember that, by the way, Mike? Those photographs.
I sure do.
That was the work of Michael Aquino, by the way.
Good.
Those torture methods.
Good.
You got to be a little bit off your rocker to create things of that nature. I would say you would definitely have to think a little bit outside of the box, and all the things you said about him are true, and I don't disagree with a thing you said in terms of Michael Aquino. Unfortunately, for better or for worse, that's just a fact, Mike.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, any of his involvement with the psyops and the military. Look, when we're in a war, I want to win. I don't give a fuck about the enemy.
And that's pretty much why we have that, to win at all costs, essentially.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. And one thing that I just absolutely loved and was intrigued by Michael Aquino was, his involvement during the Vietnam War and Operation Wandering Soul.
Yeah, wasn't he?
mhm.
Was he a helicopter pilot for Vietnam?
I don't believe so, actually,
I
but
don't
he
know what
did
was
have
making me think that.
but he did have these helicopters that would fly overnight on loudspeakers. They would project the sound downward, and it would be the sound of dying Vietnamese soldiers, basically saying to give up, put your guns down, you don't want to
Yep.
die. It was pretty insane, by the way, and things like that are fascinating to think about in terms
Yeah, we
of
should,
of
yeah.
humanity and just what we do to one another, for better
Yeah,
or for
and
worse.
and not for nothing, but one always like there are so many people out there who have the bleeding heart liberals who are like,
Sure.
well, that's bad and everything. Yeah, you know what? It is bad, but you know what? The enemy, they'll do it
They're
10 times worse.
pretty
to you.
much doing that to us as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Then there's
So
the whole thing about Anton LaVey, him standing up to Anton LaVey, and Anton LaVey's daughter actually leaving the Church of Satan and joining
that's right.
that
Yeah,
for a
there
while.
was a rift between the two, and we did talk about that.
Oh, for
Mike, you
decades.
had questions about that, and we did talk to him about that. And it did seem like that. It seemed like Anton LaVey was much more theatrical, while Michael Aquino much more philosophical in his approach about these sort of things. It seemed like he didn't really give a shit about the ceremonies, the rituals that much compared to LaVey. That was just my interpretation. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but that was the vibe by God from Aquino.
Right. Well,
And
basically, if I may, the thing is that, and I won't deny the fact, I have a lot of respect for Anton LaVey, but at the same time, towards the end, after Aquino, or I'm sorry, when Aquino was in the Church of Satan, and right towards the end before he left, Anton LaVey was giving away priesthood memberships for X amount of money, and I also disagree with that. Nevertheless, I still think he is quite. He was quite an intelligent man, but I don't want to get off the subject here.
and Anton LaVey's daughter, how do you say her name? Is it Shrek? Zena Shrek?
That's her last name. She married a guy.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about him because he went on, it was like, what was it, Geraldo or something, one of those old school talk shows, and
Yeah, I
he
remember.
talked about how he was a werewolf, and,
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
on this program in the past, I had mentioned that there's 2 paths in the world of, like, Illuminati, witchcraft, etcetera. There's the vampire path and the werewolf path. Well, he's a great example of somebody on the werewolf path.
Hmm.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And not to go off the topic, but I want to make a quick mention for those of you who are into werewolves. Robert Eggers, the director of Nosferatu's movie Werewolf, is coming out on Christmas Day. I cannot wait to see that film. Just thought I'd mention that.
But you don't like, Interview with the Vampire?
No, that's gay.
A little too gay for you.
Are you
I
talking
was,
about the original one or the new one?
the new one. The
The
new
new one
one's way
sucks. It's
better.
fucking gay.
Nah, Tom Cruise is gay. The new one's better.
He is, and you're right. They picked the Tom Cruise was the worst person they could have picked to be Lestat. Brad Pitt, on the other hand, he was okay, but Tom Cruise, a short little Scientology.
Well, he
dork.
was happening at the time. That's why I'm like, you know that.
I know, yeah.
He was a
Now-
hot
now,
commodity
Mike,
at the time.
Anne
this
Rice
is
was
why-
pissed. Anne
this
Rice
is
was
why-
pissed.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to just say Anne Rice was pissed that they chose him to be the person to play Lestat, and I agree. He is
Now,
not.
this
the
is
person.
why you have got to check out Sam Reed's Lestat. It is genius.
Mm.
I think he's gonna pass, Daniel.
Yeah.
He's gonna pass. By the way,
Yeah.
the depressed Hawaiian is saying that I heard they used to torture prisoners with the Misfits music, Mike.
They still do.
Yeah, they still do actually. They use Jerry Only's solo album.
All you got to do is just like let the people. It doesn't even have to have vocals. All it needs is a guitar and bass with all that distortion. That's enough torture.
Yeah, that'll work. Exactly, but man, again, I believe when I asked Aquino about Operation Wondering, so I think he claimed that the operation sort of persuaded some of the enemy personnel to surrender. I believe he also said, according to their statement, some individuals ignored what they recognized as American propaganda, but they still reacted strongly to what they believed might be a message from a dead comrade.
Well, in the Vampire Lestat is actually the lead singer of a band.
Really?
Oh, gee, how convenient.
And Sam Reed, he like pretty much learned to sing so he could do the part.
Oof. One of those kind of movies.
And the whole season's like, I loved it. It was like,
But
if
you
you're
loved it.
into like metal music or rock music, you'll love it.
Oh, well, Mike's checked out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I'll
Yeah,
get him.
stuff
I'll
like
get him.
yeah, you will not. Stuff like Twilight.
I loved
and what was it, Vampire Diaries or something?
I don't
Um,
watch that.
That was even more gay. I mean, it's just so stupid. Can't
I
stand
saw the
those
first
shows.
Twilight.
The only cool, and it wasn't even that good. The only first of its kind soap opera per se about vampires and werewolves and witches was Dark Shadows from the 60s into the 70s. Mind you, it was poorly directed, but it was a fun show for that time. I was a little tiny boy. In fact, I wasn't even born when it came out, but as a child, when I was a little kid, my brother used to watch it in the 70s, and I used to watch it with him, and that's how I got into it. But really bad, really bad. Just giving it kudos.
I think Anne Rice did a pretty good job
Of what?
of showing, like, if vampires were real, this is pretty much how they would be.
Yeah, I hate Anne Rice. I can't stand her writing.
Too much gay.
It's too gay. Everything, like when she talks about stuff,
Everything's
I
gay.
don't, I don't mind there being description about the circumstance of, like when you're writing a book, you write the details on what it is you're supposed to imagine in your head. However, she would go on and on and on, and I just didn't care.
In other words, it was a
bore.
bore fest.
Yeah, I
You
read both.
you read both of them? You read the
I
first
read
two?
both books. I read Lestat, An Interview with a Vampire, and I don't even think I finished them. I went through 3/4 of the way. I'm like, this is gay, and I just put it down.
Well, I think what's
It was
awesome
this
is
kind
the
of gay.
idea that
Not that kind of gay.
Vampire
and
shows and
trans
movies are a
would be correlated.
little. Vampire movies are a little gay, though, in nature. Let's be honest.
Right.
Well,
And that's why when Edgar's did Nosferatu, he portrayed the vampire as what a vampire should be, a fucking demonic monster.
Mike, I tried watching the remake as well, and I found that a little gay too.
Well, vampires by nature are gay, like I've said before.
It's Homo Satanist.
Lilith, the first vampire, was the first lesbian.
Says who?
Well, it says the Jews.
It says Wikipedia.
The Jews. Oh, and now you're listening to the Jews?
Only for reference.
Oh, okay.
And those are the good Jews, not the ones that
not the woke ones.
Poison the world.
Yeah.
Just kidding, by the way.
The woke liberal Jews. I don't like them either.
Mike, who do you like though? For the record.
Who do I like?
Yeah, I would say the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans never come out and do anything. So I think Mike likes the Jamaicans. No, the Juggalos are the worst.
My former neighbor was a Jamaican.
Oh, never mind. That's true.
Yeah. Remember all the idiotic stuff he was telling me? Yes, I believe in mermaids. Yes, dinosaurs are real, but no, dinosaurs are fake, but dragons are real. And if you go to the North Pole, you can see them. And what else did he say? Oh, and my cousin is Bob Marley.
You're gonna start with Daniel, by the way. Once you set the dinosaur thing.
I would like to.
Oh, here we go,
gentleman.
Here we go. I told you.
Like his email.
He's gone. He's gone. He moved away. Probably moved to Jamaica. Or
sounds
even
like
better,
my type of person.
He probably moved to the North Pole so he could ride dragons. What a retard!
By the way, since
you know that dragon thing is a little bit true. They found dragon bones.
Oh, stop!
I knew he was going to say something. I just knew it. And by the way, we were talking about Satanism and all that in the beginning of this conversation. Those that are listening in, by the way, Danny, what do you think Mike would think of someone like Amon Hillman?
Boy, I don't know
what do you think Mike's perception?
Amon Hillman. I think even Mike would be afraid of this guy.
Let me look him up. Who is he?
Oh my God. You can look that up later. I mean, this is just, okay. I just want to throw that out there because this is a very animated figure that we're discussing here that translates Greek. And he talks about all kinds of crazy shit about Jesus Christ basically being a, unsavory thing.
What's his name? Amon what?
Amon Hillman.
Hillman. Hill.
Correct. You'll find all kinds of stuff of this guy here.
Yeah, he's he translates Greek and he also walks through walls.
Yeah, he's a character.
Have you guys talked to him?
Oh, we wish.
I mean, yeah, I wish we could talk to him, but basically he was saying all kinds of things about Jesus Christ being caught in the garden with a naked child, basically with a cloth covering his groin area. Pretty much implying that
for that time.
Well, I mean, that did happen, but he spins a few things, making it seem that's what people say. Some people say he's full of shit. There's a lot out there, by the way, that he's making these claims about, and I just was wondering what Mike would what do you think about that?
I'll look him up. I'll read about him later, but I got him on my my computer.
Check him out on the Danny Jones podcast.
Danny Jones. Let me write that down. DANNY.
What's up with that dude, by the way? Danny Jones. Like, where did he come from? And
I don't know. That's what I say about a lot of these people, but a lot of these people that you see come out of left field, they are obviously plants from sort of some corporation, maybe Peter Thiel. One of these people are propping up a lot of these shows out there, by the way. It's pretty outrageous.
On Danny Jones, it's all about hawking that energy drink, the one with the white rabbit on it and all the squiggly lines. It's all about selling that. It's kind of like Logan Paul selling that weird energy drink.
Oh, they're all doing that sort of grift.
This guy is Danny Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know him. I don't mean to like attack him or anything.
Yeah, we're not attacking him, but that's kind of the truth. a lot of the media out there, a lot of the people that have these big shows overnight are being propped up by a lot of different organizations, and Peter Thiel being one of them who likes to throw that money around and throw different sort of agendas out there at you, especially with the younger generations as well. Pretty outrageous. And yes, JD Vance also propped up by Peter Thiel. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it works. It's a pay-to-play system, ladies and gentlemen. It's always been that way. The music industry is especially true. If you have the right kind of money, you could have a #1 hit. You could be propped up all the way to the top if you have that kind of money. That's just
Yeah,
the reality.
Amon Hillman was saying because he had to go to an expedition in Egypt, and while that happened, he was laying in his bed, and one of his one of his buddies or coworkers like popped up and sat straight up, and the guy was possessed, and he was saying how Amon was going to be protected by a troop of demons, and he was going to bring about the end times or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact wording. And then later on, the Catholic Church would declare that Amon Hillman was possessed.
Right. And he kind of seems possessed, by the way. He talks in a very strange manner, by the way, Mike. Just a warning. He's like, "Oh God, he does all kinds of weird shit like that."
That is a great impersonation.
He's like, "Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I've heard him a lot, so I kind of picked up on things." And he's like, he'll be talking, and he'll be like, "Right, right, right." He'd be doing that. I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
That sounded exactly like him.
I've been training. I've been studying him.
You're driving around, dude. You're Amon Hillman.
I'm right. Yeah, I'm driving. Yeah, I'm right here in Huntington Beach, with the window down. I'm like, right, right, right. I'm serious. He'll be talking normal, and then that will come out of him. It's like, Jesus.
Have you ever heard of Tucker Carlson's dream about him being attacked by a demon?
I did hear that. Yes.
What
the fuck?
Yes, he claimed he was attacked by a demon. It was a demonic possession of sorts. And
Yeah,
Tucker
he's
was
all
talking
into
about
this
this.
stuff,
It was really random. Mike, your thoughts?
I think he's an idiot. Tucker Carlson used to be the hottest thing for the right. Now he's a fucking retard, and in my opinion, I think he's an op and a traitor to America.
But why did it take you so long to realize that he was a phony, by the way? I mean, he worked for, he's a talking head. He worked for CNN. He worked for Fox News. He's a chameleon, though, Mike. Don't you realize that?
Yeah, but for the record, I was never a big fan. I never liked Tucker. I never liked or disliked him. I didn't care.
Well, that's true. Actually, I do remember bringing up Tucker Carlson. I think you did tell me like years ago that you weren't exactly a fan.
Yeah.
I think you did say that. Yeah.
I mean, I saw his when he would arrive with President Trump in his candidacy to become president, and he'd show up at like the UFC and everything. I think you even asked me, like, you're like, do you think Tucker Carlson should run for vice president? I'm like, I don't even really know the guy, but and I don't care, to tell you the truth. But he was a hot commodity. He gets fired from Fox, and then it was a big deal. And now he's literally rooting for the other team. So fuck him.
Would you feel the same way if he was still on Fox News?
No, because I knew nothing about him. I don't care. And I can't stand the way he laughs.
That's true. I know that laugh. I know that laugh.
This might sound delusional. But I almost insist that all these people are pretty much following the mold that Michael and I created over a decade ago.
Years ago.
Created what?
I mean, of course, we're not the only paranormal show, but I think we were the ones that showed how easy it is to create a show and grab people's attention using fringe topics and things like that.
Oh, there's been many shows, by the way, that have borrowed some things that we did more than 10 years ago that still exist to this day. But a lot of them, they stopped doing this kind of show. But one of the bigger shows out there that copied us basically was a very popular show called It's called like the last house on the left or some bullshit like that. I mean, they copied a lot of the what we created more than a decade ago, Daniel. I'm not sure if you even realized that.
Yeah, I
The
definitely think
last
so because
podcast on the left, I believe, they borrowed a lot of things from us, but they were lucky enough to get sponsored by a lot of different people and get propped up there over the years. And I'm
yeah,
not hating though. Congratulations to them.
back when it was harder to actually create a podcast and it was just like us, Greg Carwood, what's his name, Clyde Lewis, and there's a few other small ones, but there wasn't much back then.
No, there really wasn't. And by the way, I'm trying to find the clip of Tucker talking about being attacked. By the way,
He's such a schmuck.
I'm just saying, I think he's down for whatever. I don't really truly believe he believes anything that he says. By the way, Mike, public opinion and private opinion are two very different things. And he gets paid to do this, and
Maybe.
he has a track record for working for any side that pays him the most.
Him and Candace Owens.
That's what I'm saying. I don't trust
And
any of these
now-
people.
And now Alex Jones. They're all in the same boat.
I've
All
never
three.
trusted any of them, by the way. We lost Alex Jones a long, long time ago, by the way.
Yeah. Now he's an alcoholic, divorced.
I think he's always been an alcoholic, though.
He's bankrupt. And now he's fighting with Tim Pool. Whatever.
That's an interesting foe.
It's an interesting ride.
Well, like Alex Jones blames everybody for anybody for anything, and like all of a sudden he'll just attack somebody for something they didn't say, and then he thinks they're against him and working with the Jews. So whatever.
Yeah, he's I've never trusted him. I've known that
He proved that frogs were going gay.
His whole thing is to make these topics look ridiculous so that
But
people laugh
it
at them.
happened. The frogs were turning gay.
They were really gay, though.
That's right. Michael was the one who introduced me to that very subject, and I didn't even know who Alex Jones was.
Oh yeah, that's the Jurassic Park thing where they take, because of the frogs, they like take the male and make it female, or however that goes.
I don't remember. All I know is that he proved that they were turning the frogs gay.
I love that.
When I heard that through the Michael Decon program, I nearly fell off my chair. I couldn't believe it.
Well, if you looked into like some of the shit that they're spraying in the air, they spray aluminum and one other thing. When you combine them, they cause men to become feminized.
Yep, and look, we can go on and on about
Homo
stuff like
satanic. This is true.
Look at all this. Look at all the electronic stuff that we have that's bouncing radiation and waves of this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
You think that ain't doing damage to us?
Yeah, think about all the Wi-Fi and all the signals going around. You don't know what kind of mark that's gonna leave in a few years.
Even the whole issue with the towers. What is it? The 5K towers.
The 5G, yeah.
5G, yeah. Sorry, 5G the 5G towers.
Right.
People were pissed about that and I don't blame them, because it's giving off radiation, and then they're building these fucking data centers. Look, we can go on and on about what they're doing, what big tech is doing and what big pharma is doing, what all the bullshit's doing. Look at how they told us, that recycling was good back in the 90s. We gotta recycle. Well, 4% of everything we throw away in the recycle bins, only 4% gets recycled. So it's all bullshit.
Yeah, if you want to, people that have been into growing pot, you can feminize seeds by adding silver to them.
Don't give people ideas. Joking,
of
course.
Well, because you know how with pot plants, the seeds they make, there's males and females. So if
you want the female.
Yeah. If you grow them, they'll what do you call that? They'll sexualize each other. They'll pollinate each other.
There you go. Yes.
Well, as a person who has grown pot plants, I can tell you the first time I grew them, I grew 6 plants, 6 feet tall.
Nice.
Look at you. the males, you can tell the male plants because they have a protruding thing that looks like a penis on a plant, and
Yeah.
that's what gives off the pollen. So you separate the males from the females, and you take
Yep.
basically you just cut them down, throw them away.
That little
And
balls.
exactly, little plant balls.
Correct.
And so I basically kept the female plants. So I only had 4. They grew 6 feet tall, and when harvest time came, I filled up, what was it? 2 full-size Ziploc baggies full of pot.
Look at
We
you.
had Yeah, me and my wife at the time, we had so much weed, like, we were literally giving it away, and then whatever because we had it for years, and we started making.
Do you mind sharing how you grew them?
Absolutely, it's in fact, it's what got me into plants today. When I experimented with growing marijuana, I was so amazed by the process. I was like, wow, and I just fell in love with plants. So you basically take the seeds that you get and you germinate them. How do you germinate them? The way I did it is
Ziploc bag.
you could do that.
You could do it
but
the
way
towel method, moist
Yeah.
towel.
I took a towel,
Yeah.
a paper towel. Cat, you got to get down. I took a paper towel, moistened it, folded it up with the seed inside,
Right.
and you wait a couple days until the seed cracks and
You get that seedling. Yeah.
right, the little root comes out. Once that happens, you put them into like a mulch or not dirt, but
You
like
are describing the germination process, by the way, those who
Exactly.
are wondering what
That's
we're
right.
discussing here.
And once they take root inside the mulch, and they start growing to a point where they can support themselves because they're very delicate. And once that happens, you transfer them to potting soil in a pot, and they just grow. They're very hardy plants. They can go through a lot. They can take a lot.
Now, is this indoor in a tent? Is this high pressure sodium lights, metal halide?
No, nothing like that. My wife and I had just gotten married. We moved into this apartment in a place called Bloomfield, New Jersey. Actually, it was a house.
Bloomfield. How appropriate.
Yeah. And we were living in a house on the second floor of this old Polish couple. When I say old, they were old. And we literally now our living room had one window. That window, mind you, we're on the second floor, faced the street. And I basically took 4 pots with 6-foot, well, before they were even 6 foot, maybe 3 foot, and I put them in that window.
You were just in front of a window.
Like
Holy
in my
crap.
window,
That's hilarious. Oh
right
my.
facing the street. And thankfully nobody picked up on that. We had a white mesh curtain in front of us, so you really couldn't quite tell. But once they got to be 6 feet tall, so then on days where our wedding anniversary or maybe a birthday or something like that, our family would come over. So I would have to take the plants, move them into the crawl space or the we had like a walk-in closet, which was like a crawl space area for the roof. So I'd put them in there, make sure okay, you don't need anything out of this closet, right? No icing for a cake, no beans for the dinner or anything like that. Make sure we had everything out, lock the door to make sure nobody went into that door. And yeah, and then basically that's it. They grew from, what was it, April? I germinated them in April, and they grew 6 friggin' feet. By
Wow.
the time I cut them down in, what was it, October, November? I can't remember.
Pretty hardcore.
Yeah, and like I said, we cut them down. You hang them upside down. They dry out. Takes about 2 months for them to thoroughly dry out, and then you just pick it, pick the buds, and there you go, free pot.
The smartest way to go.
Mind you, it was extremely dangerous to do that back in the day because pot was highly illegal.
Oh,
per
how dare
se.
you.
Yep. And yeah, we got away with that.
Got away with it. Very nice.
That must have been a great strain to be able to grow in front of a window.
I know. That must have been good genetics in that.
Yeah. I got some seeds now. I've been thinking about growing them next year.
I think you should. You could grow them
I should.
outdoors. Yeah, it's legal there. So
No,
oh,
it's not
still
legal.
no, it's not.
No,
What about medically?
Only with a medical card, yeah.
Okay, well, you're safe then.
I guess. I mean, I
Just get
listen.
one of those cabinets.
I'm not gonna get that. If I got so much property out here, like
You just need a greenhouse, basically. You're good.
No, I'm gonna
A
put it
small little
outside.
tent. Well, that's what I mean. A small little tent.
I don't even need a tent. My neighbors don't
Well, I
care.
mean, there's a lot of insects. You got to worry about spider mites, all kinds of different things.
No. From what I understand, cannabis, I should say, is one of the few plants that insects, from what I understand, maybe I'm wrong, that insects will not munch on.
No,
Maybe?
that's not true.
Is it wrong? Okay.
No, I'm in
There's
California. I
certain-
think I
certain
know.
things that will.
If you know what I
Have
mean.
you ever grown any?
I will not. I plead the fifth.
Okay,
Yeah, I
Well-
can't talk about that here.
that's fine.
I plead the 420.
There you go. I plead the 420. But by the way, I did find the clip of Tucker Carlson, by the way, talking about his experience, and he's talking to another sort of Christian, by the way, another sort of random Christian dude he's talking to in this video. I don't know who it is, but I do got that audio. Do you want to listen to that for a moment?
Of course.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
You don't
No,
feel
I'm
like
kidding,
it?
yeah.
You want to hear this? All right,
No. Of course, go ahead, go.
go ahead.
You think the presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good?
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism or just...
Nope, in my bed at night,
In my
and I got
bed.
attacked.
This music,
while I was
though.
asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled.
He was
Couldn't have been a
mauled.
dog or
physically
anything, you know. Had to be a demon.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon, or by something unseen that left
Is that right?
claw marks on my sides, on my.
So it
Oh,
left
give me a
physical
break.
mark.
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. A year and a half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe, and I thought I was going to suffocate. And I walked around outside, and then I walked in, and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder.
In my behind.
And I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on
And
either
it's
side
honey.
underneath my arms and on my left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding.
They're bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have
This
long nails.
music, though.
And they didn't fit my hands anyway.
I hate
But
this
yeah,
music.
That happened. So I'm not from a world where things like that happen. I never heard of anything like that happening before. I had
So
no
he
idea
was
what that
raped.
was. I knew it was spiritual immediately.
You did. Okay,
Rape
that was
victim.
my question.
Yeah. I don't understand to this day. I'm not going to put it.
You didn't try to refute the spiritual part in your own mind. You went right into the.
Well, it didn't
idea.
make any sense, and it doesn't now. But I'm not from a, what do they call it, faith tradition that talks about things like that or even acknowledges their existence. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard anybody say anything like that in my whole life.
What was the next day like?
Well, the next morning I woke up and I thought that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And then I saw blood on my sheets and I realized that was not a dream at all. So I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about?
There's that laugh.
Yeah. So,
What
I'm not
the fuck?
leaving anything out, and I'm not pretending to understand that. I can only say what happened to me, and that did happen to me. And then I was seized with this very intense desire to read the Bible, which I then started without any study aids or anything. I bought a Bible that didn't have any. I'm not interested in editorializing in the Bible. I just want to read it and see what's in there myself. I have very low levels of trust for Christian pastors, most of whom, I'm just not a fan at all. And
But he loves
sorry
some
to say that,
Muslims.
but that's how I feel. And so I don't want to hear other people's opinions. I just want to see what's in there. And so I spent a year and a half reading it, and then I started rereading it. And it was just a transformative experience for me, but I'm not, holding myself out as someone from whom you could get theological advice, because I'm
Sure,
not.
of course.
I don't know. I don't understand any of it. But yeah,
Do you
that
think
happened
God
to me.
allowed the demon?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I was dead asleep with my wife and dogs, and I woke up with claw marks on my rib cage underneath my
Wasn't
arms.
a dog or anything.
And it didn't even make sense. My arms would, anyway, whatever. No one has to believe me. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But that happened to me.
Look.
And so I just was like, wow, that's real.
So he's in bed with 3 dogs. Doesn't even think it could have been a dog.
There's a possibility that they could have been claws from one of the dogs.
Or his wife.
gremlin.
But automatically, it's a demon.
Yeah, he's a moron.
Well, the Lord
And-
does work in mysterious ways.
And
I
for
agree.
him to sit there and say the things that he just said, so he's saying that he believes in a demon, but he doesn't believe in Christianity, and then now he's like full on like Muslim. Yeah, go Muslims. Like, what a moron.
I don't remember him saying "Go Muslims."
You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating.
I was gonna say, where's the clip of that? I'd like that though.
So he like supports Muslims.
Dude, he's back. Oh my God. He was given, what was it? Something like $1 million or more by the Iranians shortly after he turned on Trump. He goes to Qatar. He visits Russia. He talks to Putin. He's a fucking asshole. He's a traitor, in my opinion.
Huh. I don't know that much about politics, pardon me.
Yeah, well, you clearly heard his experience. What do you make of that, Daniel? Do you think perhaps he was awoken by a demonic force, or do you think it was completely made up in a way to sort of, I guess you could say, mind fuck the Christians out there and forcing them to jump on Tucker's side? People have been using religion for beneficial purposes since the dawn of time. It's a story as old as time to use religion to your advantage. Your thoughts and opinions, though.
I gotta pretty much go the same way as with Aquino. I mean, how could I judge that? I wasn't there. I've had plenty of experiences with supernatural entities, but I've also had plenty of experiences with compulsive, delusional liars and people with schizophrenia. So I really can't tell you.
By the way, did you wake up in a pool of blood like Tucker Carlson? Has that happened to you?
I've never had anything.
You didn't wake up and
touch me.
start walking to the bathroom funny.
I would have to really search my memory.
You know,
but
like
I don't
if you
think
rode
I've
like
ever
like if
been-
you rode a horse.
I do think that these beings will. There's a whole thing about the sexuality of humanity and the subconscious and the way we suppress these feelings and the way that demons interact with us. I'm not going to pretend like I understand how it all works, but there's definitely a connection there. Like people that work with Lilith, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent.
That's okay.
But people that work with Lilith in a magical working, they often get like this crazy lust going on and like weird fantasies that they probably wouldn't have had before. There's a lot of that sort of thing going on. Like there's I think part of what personal demons are anyway is sexual feelings that we repress.
I was going to
think
ask
that's the
you, by
sort
the
of-
way, so you're saying perhaps,
He's
in other words,
right.
you're saying that an incubus is basically a legitimate thing, in other words.
oh, absolutely. I mean, the story of the Nephilim. And
Mike, you know what that is, right? You don't need an explanation what an incubus is, correct?
I know exactly what
Okay.
it is.
Well, so do you understand now, though? Now that we say an incubus, do you think an incubus might have visited Tucker Carlson at any point in time? Or was he just a rape victim? Or even both? Both can be true. Your thoughts?
Whose thoughts? Mine?
Sure. So, given that context, now that we're just
Well-
naming it an incubus, do you think he might have had an experience like that?
No. I think
Dog.
I think dog,
Okay.
100%. And what Daniel said earlier before, I can't remember how he said it word for word, but how people will use these stories to like in a certain way to try to convince others about things. Personally, at this point, I don't trust anything he says. I think he's an op. is what I
Controlled
think he is.
opposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
And again, as I just said, for him to say what he said about him being attacked by a demon,
Yeah.
but not having, like, he doesn't have any, what did he say? Not respect, but he doesn't really, he's not into religion, he's not into Christianity. And yet, at the same time, he is so associated with the Muslims at this point. Qatar, I forget what the other ones were, Iran, and who else knows what else? Saudi Arabia. So, whatever. I don't know. I have no.
As somebody that like doesn't really know that much about politics and wasn't really aware of who he was before, I stumbled upon his show and I enjoyed it because it's about stuff that I'm into.
Politically?
No, just like demons and stuff like that. Like he has a lot of he has exorcists on and people that have encountered demons. That seems to be like the main focus of his show. Like it's not really about the unexplained. It seems to be very like religious orientated.
Really? I don't know. I've never listened to it.
Yeah, Mike's
Have
checked
you
out of
been
that.
watching his show on YouTube, Michael?
No. Unfortunately, no. I haven't really had any time to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's he has good guests. Like he has exorcists on there, and I mean that's probably the only reason I was watching because it's hard to get those guys on a show.
So
Like
he's been
I've
talking about that. Is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
usually interested in anything demons. And
Yeah.
sometimes I get to the point where it's like so much darkness that I have to just go watch a baseball or something for a while.
Which
But
I know, yeah, you've been very, yeah, he's been deep down the rabbit hole. And by the way, Mike, I hate to play devil's advocate here, because I'm not trying to defend Tucker, but
Yep.
you're basically, saying he has this relationship with these Muslim people. So what did you make of, I guess, and I don't think I've asked you this, but what about President Donald Trump's administration who received the luxury Boeing
Yep.
747 as a gift of sorts, the $400 million jet, by the way.
It's an easy, for me, it's an
Yeah.
easy answer.
Did
Take
you?
what you
So
can.
okay, go ahead.
Take,
Sorry.
take what you can from these people. But at the same time, if they were to try something, he'd fucking annihilate them. So that's how I see it.
And why do you and why do you give Tucker a hard time now? Do you think he's not
Because
doing the same thing?
Tucker's a twat. He's not running the country. Trump, no matter how much you hate him or whatever, you cannot deny the fact of what he's doing for the country. There are a lot of good things that have taken place. And for anybody who sits there and complains about the whole Iran thing, yeah, it's unfortunate. But if you compare what's taking place as to what took place for 47 years, not one president had the balls to do what he's doing right now. Do you realize when we annihilate these cocksucking terrorist goat fuckers, when we annihilate them, and I'm not talking about the good Iranians, I'm talking about the Muslim
Their
terrorist
government,
supporting
basically.
regime.
Yeah.
Right. When we annihilate them, I guarantee you there's going to be a drop in terrorism because all of the proxy terrorist groups that were backed by Iran, they're not going to have anything anymore. Yeah, there might be some terrorist attacks here and there, but they're not going to be backed by Iran. Iran was the number one leader in terrorism support. You know that.
All right, hold on,
9/11
hang on tight. That's
I'm
fine.
sorry,
We don't need.
ahead.
You're good. You're fine.
Thank
That
you.
answered my question there. I don't want to.
Okay,
All right,
that's all right.
you
Okay,
had
sorry.
you had your answer there. It's okay. Anywho, but yes, if anybody wants to call in, that number is 424-666-2717. And by the way, one of our usual callers, I believe they sent me a text message to that number asking me if their call was the one that did it in for the last live show that we did that was pulled off by YouTube, by the way. And I just want to say, no, it wasn't. It wasn't exclusively you. It was something else, something that Victor actually said. I went back and I looked it up, and it was actually something that the guest said and not you, by the way.
Was this your very last show?
Yeah, the very last live show I did.
You got pulled?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you guys a little bit about being a little bit more careful about certain things like
You kind of have to, yes.
JWs and
Right.
yeah. I mean, I think we've been getting just a little bit over the line lately,
A little over the line, you think? We're
and
crossing the
not like
line
ethically, just like things that can get you in
for
trouble. with
AI.
YouTube is
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah,
No, I
It's
understand.
it's
It's true.
primarily YouTube.
It's true. Yes.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
But
you're right about that. I mean, things are getting a little bit, they're getting a little bit more policed, more than
I mean,
usual these days, folks.
I'm all for going completely underground, but I say hang on to it as long as you can so you can grow your listener base.
But I mean, they are kind of pathetic. Like you
That is
can't
true.
even like there are
You're not
certain
lying.
words, and I'm not going to say them, but there are certain simplistic words
Yeah,
that
good.
are
I'm glad you're not going to say them. Thank you.
it's important to use the word to define what you're talking about. And they'll, you can say it in one aspect, and then in another aspect they'll bleep it. So it's pathetic, really, in my opinion.
No, it's no, I'm in no way justifying their idiotic bullshit that they don't even pay attention to.
I
That's
blame
all being done
Obama.
by AI now.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
Obama's
Obunga.
American. America. Obama's American.
Thanks a lot, Obunga.
Bunga.
I've been one strike away from having my show taken down, and I mean, somebody saying Daniel grow a pair. Believe me, I've had plenty of a pair, but I don't think it's very fun when you can't even grow your show at all.
By the way, that was Trump saying Obama.
Nevertheless, you can sit there and say that it's okay for children to have their sex changed. That's okay. That's not a problem. But God forbid if you talk about a certain virus that took place.
Oh, yeah. So you're just flirting with disaster now, Mike.
I said a virus. It could have been a flu.
Could have been a lot of things. Yes.
Could have been syphilis.
Right. Exactly.
You get my point, though, right?
Of course.
All right.
Well, it's the you know who's.
Oh, give me a break.
Well, 9 out of 10
usual
times,
suspect.
let's be
The
honest.
usual suspect. Yeah.
Yes. We all know who. We definitely know who. We don't need to go
Oh
into
my
great
gosh.
detail. But you know who.
Yes.
9 out of 10 times.
Those guys.
The Germans.
Yeah, exactly. Those filthy Germans.
It's the Spanish.
By the way, the German listeners out there, they're out there listening to the program, by the way. I'm surprised.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah, actually, let me just pull that up really quickly for
Wiener
the
Schnitzel.
international listeners out there. I just like to say, hi to all of them. They're all good people, and it's pretty crazy, but
Auf Wiedersehen.
Das Juden.
I would say the outside of America, though, the UK and then Sweden is after the UK. Then it's Canada and then Australia. If you can imagine that, that's pretty. I never thought we would be heard outside of this country, by the way, but here we are, Mike.
Those poor people in the UK are listening to you because they can't fucking speak for themselves.
Most likely, yeah.
Unbelievable what's
It's pretty
happening to
sad.
that country.
Absolutely. And Mike, we actually do have a caller right now.
Oh boy.
Let's see who this is. Caller, you are live. How's it going?
Hey, Goy Boys, it's Roman.
Oh, there, Goy Boy. I like that. Roman.
I'm looking forward to talking to you in a couple of months, buddy.
And I think I'm losing the bet. I don't think we're in Mad Max Road Warrior, so I'm losing my 500, and I'm upset about it. But
hello, Roman. How are you?
But I am
buddy?
losing.
It's nice to hear your voice.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about with demons? I missed like an hour of the show, but what was the deal with the demons?
Oh, we're talking about Tucker Carlson, who was talking to some sort of a Christian guy. I don't know if he was a pastor or who he was, but Tucker was talking about an experience he had when he was in bed. He said that his dogs were in bed with him, and he said he had like a weird, funky dream, basically, and he felt pain in his back, and then he realized, there's blood all over the bed, and he had like scratch marks on his back, and he attributes that to a demon. And that's what we're talking about.
Wow. So I have a question to Hideous. Have you interacted with demons at all? I know you're a Satanist, all due respect, but have you interacted with demons at all, or do you believe in them?
That's a very good question, Roman, and I would love to answer this question because when I first started practicing black magic, there were a couple things that actually did take place after I had conducted a ritual and or spell, whatever you'd like to call it. And I was absolutely blown away. When the very first thing I did was call to I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't remember the name. Lucifuge. Lucifuge, when you're ready to make the bargain to sell your soul, so to speak, you do a ritual to contact Lucifuge. Lucifuge will come to you and take the contract per se once you sign it in blood, and you are then you will have given yourself over to the dark side, as they say. So that very first night when I did the ritual, after I did the ritual, and I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, for an entire 2 days, I kept seeing shadows. I kept seeing shadows in my studio where I lived in Kearney, New Jersey. I also kept seeing as if somebody was pointing, like going from behind me, going past my ear, pointing, and I would see like a finger, if you will, like pointing forward.
Are you
So
saying you saw shadow people?
I wouldn't say shadow people because I don't believe in that,
Yeah.
but I saw shadows, and I was blown away because this is, like I said, this is right after I did the ritual to use
You saw shadow people, but you don't believe in them?
Well, there are shadow people and there are shadows. Shadow people
Shadow
are
people. You saw shadow people.
no
Demons.
no. Shadow people are these alleged, unexplained beings, if you will, for lack of a better term, that people connect with paranormal experiences.
They're demons.
Shadow people, and whatever. I guess you got to believe in Christianity and God to believe it's a demon.
But you saw them.
I saw shadows. I didn't say I saw shadow people.
But you do
What do you
believe
think
in
those
God
are?
and Satan,
Whatever
by
you
the
want
way.
to call them, you guys. If you want to call them shadow people, that's fine. But let me answer Roman's question, for crying out loud.
Stop triggering Hades.
Long story short, the second after I did that, about a week to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, is when I conducted my first hex. And it came true in about a week. And I was absolutely blown away by what had happened. I couldn't believe it. It just happened exactly what I wanted it happened. And then I did another one. Maybe a month later, 2 months later, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did another one. That also sort of took place. Again, a hex. And the third one, I can't talk about. But it happened.
Why?
I can't. I just can't tell you about it. It's
Did you
very,
did you do something to somebody famous?
Did you do something illegal?
no.
Hello, Mike. It's your father, Satan.
There you go.
I want you to tell the truth.
So
Tell
there
them
you
what
go,
we did
Roman.
together.
That was I never visually conjured a demon per se, or any sort of being or demonic spirit or anything like that. I never
Yeah.
did that. What I did experience were, as I said, I saw these shadows for 2 days, and then as I said, the hexes work. And if I may just add one more
But hold
thing,
on. But you saw shadows, but it was nothing. In other words, it was just
I don't
a
know what it
shadow.
was. I can't explain what it was. I just kept seeing shadows and what looked to me.
And by the
what
way, hold
looked
on.
like-
And how did this make you feel, though, initially when you were seeing these dark
blown away.
sort of things? What was that?
I was blown away.
You were blown away. So you were like fascinated and intrigued, in other
I
words.
was fascinated and intrigued. Yes,
Okay.
that's a good way to put it. Yes.
Understood.
I wasn't scared.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
I brought myself into this. I was ready to deal with it. But I want
You're
to add one
glamored.
more. I want to add one more interesting thing. We spoke about an incubus earlier, right? For those of you who don't know, an incubus is allegedly a demonic male spirit demon that comes to women in their sleep
and attacks them. All right. It has sex with them, and it takes their, I guess it would take their feminine eggs, if you will, or whatever. A succubus is the opposite. It's a female version in which the female, and in many cases, some people say it's the offspring of Lilith.
Female demon, yeah.
That comes to a male in the night and takes his semen. In other words, you have this sexual experience with a succubus in your dream, and basically she's having sex with you and she collects your semen.
Right.
And then from that, they produce more succubi and incubi. So here's, I'll make it short. When I was
Too late.
20, too late. When I was 20, 21, 22, I had just moved back home after living in a botched relationship with an ex-girlfriend. So I'm living at home, and I used to live in the basement, and I had this basement room. So I used to go out late, so I'd sleep late. So I'm laying in bed. It's like, I don't know, 7, 8 in the morning. And I'm laying in bed, and I remember I'd fallen asleep with the lights on. I had a night light on my left and a night light on my right from where my bed was. What? Who's whispering?
Huh?
Somebody was whispering. Did you?
It wasn't me or Michael. What are you summoning over there?
Oh, that probably was me. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody whispering. Anyway,
But I've been to a
scared.
demon
Now you're
bar
freaking me
in
out.
San Francisco, so I've directly interacted with demons. Not to interject, but like direct experience with demons. But go ahead.
Oh, do tell, Mr.
I
Rob.
will. You're more than welcome to talk about that. I'm just going to make this quick. So again, I was 21, 22 years old. I had fallen asleep with the lights on. I had 2 lamps on each side of the bed, and I had a rather large bed that I was sleeping in. So I'm laying on my back with my head obviously facing the ceiling. And I remember a woman in my dream seducing me. And dude, it's as plain as day to me. Like to this day, I cannot figure out what happened. But I remember waking, and I was trying to get up, but I couldn't move. It's as if I was being held down. And as I looked to my right,
Oh shit!
as I looked to my right at the light turned into the face of this woman. When I looked to the left, the same image appeared, and I saw a woman's face in the light.
Ooh.
This went on for
Scary.
about, I'd say 10 minutes, maybe. It's
Was
hard
she
to tell.
hot?
Was she hot? She was beautiful. I can tell you that. She was beautiful.
All
Hot,
right.
I don't know. But
That's a
So-
plus. Okay.
so here's the thing. A succubus well, I think it's more a succubus. I'm not sure about the incubus. But the succubus will come to a man in his dream for 3 nights. This happened to me for 3 nights.
Really?
Yeah. And it was the same dream, Michael. And it happens after each, like 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It happened right in a row. And as I said, I kept trying to get up and trying to move, but it's as if my body was being held down. Now, mind you, I wasn't into witchcraft. Or
Well, I know that
demonology.
sensation, by the way. That's old hag syndrome, which I've experienced growing up when I was about 15, which is pretty
Old
much the
hag
same, sort of feeling that you're describing.
What is old hag syndrome? I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a spirit.
It's referencing
Yeah.
like because people would sometimes see an old hag actually sitting at the end of the bed or pushing on their
Oh,
chest while they're
wow.
laying in bed paralyzed. And another way that it happens is you'll feel 2 hands. Sometimes it's a shadow person pressing on your chest.
How are they at hand jobs?
No blood, though, by the way. So, I mean, I am a virgin, thank God.
That sounds like
what
marriage.
if Mike has a Nephilim baby out there somewhere?
You never know.
That sounds like being married.
Seriously.
Mike's son is 80 feet tall.
There you go. Man. But yeah, well, it's a good thing that, again, none of you woke up walking to the restroom as if you were riding a horse for about half an hour. So that means that your anus is still intact.
That
Well,
would be an
that's
incubus.
There you
Willie
go.
Strieber.
Willie Strieber, right? Exactly.
He
Infamous
got
guy.
around.
What happened to Roman?
Roman's here.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
here.
we gotta hear Roman.
Oh yeah, Roman. Yeah, describe that story that you said, the San Francisco bar, and you
Oh
saw.
boy, I don't know if I'm that drunk. Ooh.
Well, I think you could
So
sort of
You
give
don't
us
gotta be
something.
drunk, buddy.
So this is a real story. This isn't fake. I was trying to get laid in San Francisco from this chick, and she had like the ash cross on her forehead at work, and I was just like, that's kind of weird wearing
Was
that
it
at
Ash
work.
Friday
Ash Wednesday.
or Ash Wednesday?
Yeah, Ash
sorry.
Wednesday.
Ass Wednesday.
Wednesday.
In San Francisco, I was 30 at the time. I'm like 56 now. It's pretty easy, to get laid.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard. So she was decent. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go with this.
Nice.
And she was like, hey, do you want to go to a bar, hang out? And I was like, oh, that's cool, And I got kind of lit. I remember being kind of drunk on the cab over there. And she was saying all this shit about Bohemian Grove, which I know, hey, Daniel, I know you know about Bohemian Grove, Tracy Twyman. What was it?
Twyman.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Twyman.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Twyman.
Yeah, thanks. So she was talking about having sex out there with George Bush and all this shit in the cab ride over to the bar. And I was just like, okay, I'm not horny anymore. Like, it was not cool.
It woke you up.
Like, this is too weird for me.
Was she a witch or an occultist or something? Or
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm just kind of feeling it. I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to get laid at this point with her or not, or if this is going to work out on the cab ride over. But she was talking about Bohemian Grove. But as soon as we arrived to the club, there were like two Asian chicks out there in the front of the club, and I knew they weren't human.
Is it because they were Asian that you knew they weren't human?
Yeah, exactly. But they knew her, and
Yeah.
it was really weird knowing that. It was almost like there were sentries, or they were like not human guarding the club or something. But I just knew they weren't human.
That's pretty odd. So you felt that there was some strange energy coming from these two women stationed outside this bar.
They were Muslim.
Absolutely. And I have kind of preternatural instincts. I mean, I went to Thailand when I was 13 with my parents.
Wow.
Toured an opium den, and I've been, internationally, lived internationally, and I just had a weird.
You don't got to
feeling,
brag, by
and I
the way.
knew that-
You don't got to brag. It's fine.
What's that?
I'm joking.
What's that?
No, I was just saying, never mind. Continue your story.
I'm a little drunk. I couldn't catch what you said, but fuck a duck. I was in the club and I just saw a demon.
Fuck a duck. Wow.
Fuck a duck.
I like that.
And when you see a demon and you see the eyes and it sees you, it is horrific.
Ooh. That sounds scary.
It was something I've never seen before, and I would not in 100 years believe that they exist. I guess I just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. But seeing is believing.
And it was almost like getting off that I saw it.
Ooh.
And this guy was playing flamenco, like some kind of instrument on the stage, and it was just fucking incredible. Like the music and just it was hot in there, and there were just
was this a person
demons.
with like a demonic face, or was it a shadow person? Like, was it a
Yeah,
person turned into a demon, or was it? Go ahead.
There you go. So it was a chick, and it was almost, Daniel, like if you lifted the face off, it was a mask. It was a chick, and she was very well groomed, and it almost reminded me like if you took you just picked up the face and you lifted it off, there it was.
So was it
but
like
just
reptilian looking, or like just ugly like a witch?
No, it just was unnatural and horrific. Like I just never seen. I'm not from a Christian background, so I just was shocked that it was real. Like that would be the thing. I went to Pepperdine, which is a Christian school, and it didn't really jive with I believe in Christianity, but I just wasn't really spiritual. I was getting very, very spiritual before I saw the demon, which was really interesting. But it was like almost pornography. Like it was getting off on the fact that I could see it.
Wow.
And a lot of the people in the bar were demons. And I was kind of lit, like I am calling into the show.
Amen. Amen.
But it was, once you see it, like I saw The Exorcist when I was like 12. It's not like The Exorcist at all. It's very like, it was aware that I was seeing it, and it was getting off that I was seeing it.
What do you make of that,
Alcohol-
Daniel? That's pretty
Alcohol had
outrageous.
nothing to do with this.
No, not at all. No.
Well, in
no.
the
And
in
that's
the
why
world
that's why I asked you about demons, because you're into Satanism. Like when you see it, you can't. It's not like something you've ever seen before. You know, I've been around death. I've seen death, and I've seen murder, and I've seen things like that. And this was not that. This was something unnatural, something otherworldly. And then the chick wanted to bang me after the bar. Like she asked me, she was like, well, what'd you think of the people in the bar? And I said, oh, they look pretty cool. And I played it cool. I don't know why I did that. And then she was like, well, they weren't what they seemed to be. And there was a full moon out there, and she wanted to have sex, and I wouldn't have sex with her, which is really strange because I would have. But I think
that's
I
a
was really
big
freaked.
clue right there. Is the full moon? In the world of witchcraft, there's something called transfiguration, where when a person gets, they experiment with the occult and whatnot, and they get demons in them. The demons give them the gift of transformation, where they could turn into animals. Like wolves are probably the most popular one, or their face starts to look reptilian. That's why there's that whole David Icke thing about people transforming into reptilians. That's actually transfiguration, and it's something they cataloged like in medieval times and stuff like that.
It seems like, Daniel, you're more deeper, or you delved kind of deeper into the cult than most people, right? Correct? And now you're a Christian.
Unfortunately, yes, and that is that's what led me to embracing the light side.
Yeah, there was a time when Daniel was even deeper into the occult, if you can even imagine.
No, I can, absolutely. So, but it was really strange because I almost felt like it was like a test. Like if I had gone further with it, I could have gone into Bohemian Grove and gone into that cult like atmosphere. But it was very strange being invited to that club. Like it was very, I guess me calling in, I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it.
If you hadn't seen it
Once
yourself,
you see it, it's not a natural.
Well, maybe there's a reason for you not going. Maybe instinctually you knew that there was something off about this whole entire situation. So maybe that's something that you felt inside and you trusted your intuition.
I don't know, but it's really weird. Like I just was curious because I know Hideous is a Satanist, but seems like he's a very, very nice spirit, nice person. So
well, he's a crypto Catholic Christian Jew. And that's okay. That's okay. We still love him anyways.
We love him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, he's richer than $500, so I'm actually losing to him in the bet. But but he's $500 richer than I am. But yeah, I mean, I had to call in because I've had like that's a weird. Bohemian Grove is another one. Like that's definitely occultic, and it was just a weird experience. And if I hadn't experienced it, I wouldn't believe it. But the eyes are the gateway to the soul, and I can always see them through the eyes. Like it's almost like a radio signal. Like sometimes I can be out in public and see people that are demonically possessed, but
creepy.
But
so in other words, you believe what Tucker Carlson is claiming?
That he got raped?
Partially raped.
I'm so sorry. That he got raped?
Well, I don't understand why he had scratches on his back. Was he just pounding the fuck out of this demon?
Probably pounding his dog.
Didn't he have the Kabbalah bracelet on his wrist, and he said it was a rubber band or some bullshit? Like he had a Kabbalah bracelet on.
Correct.
Okay, he's out. I do not trust him anymore.
He had a Kabbalah sort of a bracelet that other celebrities have been wearing as well, and that's
that whore Madonna.
Correct.
was all into that shit, that the cultic bitch. So like, why are you wearing this Kabbalah bracelet and claiming that you're a Christian? If it was, I mean, it looked like a Kabbalah bracelet to me, but he said it was a Band-Aid. But I thought that was, I've watched his show and he plays dumb all the time. He's a rich kid. You know, he knows what's going on. And I don't know. I think it's.
Well, they all are. You know, they're all
Yeah.
actors of sorts. It's all
Correct.
bullshit anyways.
Correct.
They just go where the
Yeah,
wind
I think-
blows. You know, whoever pays the
I know
most,
it's
that's
hard
where you'll
to
see them.
remember me, but my family kind of comes from, you know, we knew Mitt Romney and we knew Sam Walton and we knew.
I know.
Spiro
By the
Agnew.
way, Roman's of a protected class himself. By the way, you know,
His name's Roman.
comes from generational wealth.
Is the tribal chief?
Fuck. I mean, I'm adopted into generational wealth, but yeah. But yeah, my grandfather founded a national company and my dad was a NASDAQ CEO. But so I know about the cultic side. I think they did the deal. I never was invited to it.
Oh yeah, you
but
best
yeah,
believe it. Again,
Tucker-
as I told you, by the way, privately, Roman, you know, the real deal are the folks that wear the suits 24/7 and make they're the ones who cut the check.
Oh, the CIA and all that shit. I think all of them are demonically channeled. You had a Kino on
Most
the
likely.
show, and yeah, I mean they definitely dabble in the occult, and I think that Satanists run the world. I mean, Stanley Kubrick said that when he made the movie Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman and the retard Tom Cruise.
The
But,
retard
yeah, I mean,
Tom
it's-
Cruise, I like that.
Yeah,
Gay retard.
the fuck boy, the fuck boy.
Don't
But
forget
yeah,
Scientologist.
Yeah, the Scientologist. There we go.
oh
Dracula's
Jesus,
fat.
L. Ron Hubbard. Well, L. Ron Hubbard, what was it? He was the guy that did the rocket, who invented JPL. He summoned Satan to do the first rocket launch. Jack Parsons. He
Yeah,
said
that
he
guy was
was.
a freak.
Yeah,
He
Jack
said he was
Parsons
Satan incarnate.
also stayed out here, out in the desert. By the way,
Yeah,
What was the-
and
Palm Springs.
Marjorie Cameron.
yeah, but
His
Jack
girlfriend.
Parsons actually, who was a homosexual, and then L. Ron Hubbard fucked his wife and took her away from him. But he summoned Satan to do the first rocket launch, and that's what NASA was founded on. You know, NASA, an anagram for Satan. You look at the logo; it's just reversed.
Well, we
but-
have a history of that. You know, we love the Nazis. That's why we had Operation Paperclip, and that's pretty
Yeah,
much
but
how
that-
NASA came to be.
That's not proven. That's not.
That's
proven
not.
about
That's
the
fake.
NASA. No. About the NASA logo, that's not proven. It's a very
The NASA logo.
slim. Yeah, he just mentioned the NASA logo.
Oh, the NASA logo.
Well,
It's a very
Parsons
interesting coincidence. It's not real.
Parsons
fake
was
news.
I have a-
completing the work of Aleister Crowley, the Babylon Workings.
Say again.
Jack Parsons. He was actually completing the previous work of Aleister Crowley called the Babylon Workings.
Yeah, that
It wa-
that 4 month long ritual that you've got to like starve yourself to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it was to bring about the end of the world.
Wow. And did it happen? No.
From what I can tell, it seems to be happening.
Yeah. Well, Aleister Crowley. Well, if it took 100 years for him to do it, then well, I think he did a poor job.
So real quickly, because I've been kind of curious, and I'm not trying to say it in an non-respectful way. Do you not believe in Satan, Mike?
When you read the book, the Satanic Bible, and then you read the other books, the biographies about Anton LaVey, as well as his other books. I'm not really sure what you could call them. They're not novels like the Satanic Bible. They are books like there's another one called Speak of the Devil, and like the little writings about what Anton LaVey wrote about pertaining to Satanism. You have to read between the lines and understand what Satanism is. Satan, like for anybody who's a Christian, the first thing that comes to mind is that you drink blood and sacrifice animals and possibly children, and you have sex orgies and so on and so forth. And that's not really the case. I mean, some people do that, and I think they're idiots for doing it. But that's not really the case. When I read it, it was because I was interested about it. And then I found the similarities to be the very things that I believed in. So I assumed that my beliefs were a method that I just matched up with the book, so to speak. And so that's why I believe I'm a Satanist.
Okay. Well, it's weird because I kind of am a Christian, spiritual but not religious. But it's just weird because the Bible predates. Like people quote Anton LaVey, but I think he was just this fake Jew, kind of like Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah,
Whereas,
he admitted it in
Yeah,
some of his.
which is
oh,
why
sure.
Michael Aquino parted from the Church of Satan and formed the Temple of Set.
Right.
Because of
He
the
got
over-the-top theatrics of Anton LaVey directly.
right,
Oh,
and he got
there's
very
all
big-headed about it, and he
Yeah.
started making a lot of money, and people were very interested. Let's face it, back in the 60s and early 70s, it was a big thing that was blowing up. He literally gave birth,
Aquino
so to speak,
or
to
LaVey,
Satanism.
because both of them. Because my dad had security clearance equal to Aquino. He was military intelligence. He did cryptography, espionage. He never went on like a show and talked about it. Or Aquino was another one where I think he definitely summoned demons. I think he knew what he was doing. But to even go into a LaVey and branch off, I mean, both of them are kind of, to me, not real Satanists. Like
there's
the
all
real
kinds
ones
of
are the
crazy
Rothschilds, but
connections between
like
like
the Rothschild,
Hollywood,
like
LaVey,
Tracy
the
Twyman talked
military.
about the magical contract of money, and the banking system is just an absolute fakery of
Why is
magic.
it a fakery? It
And
was created by the Knights Templar.
who's that? What's that?
The banking system that we use today is very much attributed to the Knights Templar.
It's a blueprint, essentially.
Right. It has nothing to do with demons.
You're familiar
or
with the Knights
Satanists.
Templar, correct, Roman?
Yeah, I
A little
am,
bit,
but I
yeah.
mean, usury is actually illegal. Like charging interest on loans.
It's
You know
also
who
a
did
sin,
that?
yes.
The small hat people did that. The blueberries.
Yeah.
But
That's why they got kicked
disgusting
out of a
enough.
certain temple.
Correct. The weirdest thing, I guess I'm going to jump off the call. I don't want to monopolize the show, but so the biggest thing that's kind of blown my mind is Tartarian society. Do you believe in Tartaria or Tartarianism, or, the fact that we had giants and 200 years ago they had all the technology and everything was on Earth? Do you believe that, or do you think that's just a fake?
Who
I
are
Are
you
you
asking?
familiar with it?
I'll go. I want to. I feel strongly about this topic, and as somebody that studies history and is really into all this fringe, paranormal, flat Earth, whatever. I think that there's some real big holes in the whole Tartaria thing. For one, there was an actual Tartaria, and that area was inhabited by people called the Tartars, and they were just normal people. From what I can tell, they weren't giants or anything like that. It was just a country that Russia kind of erased out of the history books. But the way that people come up with these, like, I'm going to call the fantasies about entire civilizations, lost technology, and stuff like that, I don't see like that there's a whole lot of strong evidence specifically for Tartaria. I think there's been a lot of lost technology and things like that, but I'm sorry, I just don't believe in the Tartaria narrative. I believe it's probably like a psyop or just PT Barnum hype up this paranormal type of interesting shit to get people's money type of thing.
Who are they? The Targaryens?
The Tartarians. It's this whole
I thought it was
conspiracy theory. It's a
Game
whole
of
rabbit
Thrones.
hole. Yeah, yeah. It kind of sounds like that. The Targaryens, which is another rabbit hole, but we won't get into that right
It is
now.
interesting, though, bud.
If you look at the building, so I've been inside the Vatican in Rome, and it's almost like when I was touring the Vatican, I didn't know about Tartarian society, but it's almost like it's built for giants. Like the chairs and the doors are so tall. And if you look at the churches and all the schools and all the structures that are Tartarian, they all look the same. They're built very large. They're for larger people. And they're built to harness kind of energy. Like the inside has the beams and the structures are all kind of similar. and they're all throughout the world. And we're told, oh yeah, people just all of a sudden built these things that are elaborate, like Notre Dame or the Vatican, or there's a lot of Tartarian buildings in New York City. And once you see them, they all look the same. And I just thought it was kind of interesting because I kind of can tell the artistry of them, that they all look the same. So it's interesting, you know. It
Yeah,
could
the
be a hoax.
architecture is very similar, is what you're pointing out, and yeah, you're right about that. But it just could be, as the simplest explanation could just be that's just part of the design plan for that time.
Hey,
Yeah, but like the Chicago Fair, like if you Google the Chicago Fair and you look at the buildings, they're so elaborate. It looks like something out of Roman society. Like they have huge.
It's beautiful.
Just
Yeah,
do the. Yeah,
I
and then
agree.
they said a cow kicked a lantern and burned down all these marble structures in Chicago, and I'm not making it up. Like I actually was trying to wake up some of my family to it, and the story is like all these marble structures in Chicago were elaborately built in the Chicago Fair, and a cow kicked over a lantern and burned it all down. And you know, underneath the Vanderbilt compound, which I've been to too, they found a lot of elaborate structures underneath the ground, and they found catacombs underneath a lot of these buildings, and they have
Can I ask you a
pictures, and they have
question, Roman?
sure.
So, okay, and this is just like hypothetical, and I'm totally open to the possibility
Shoot,
of this stuff. And
shoot it.
you make a lot
Yeah.
of great points, and I could probably follow up on some of them. But just for the sake of argument, um, don't you think if there was a completely different society back then in a place called Tartaria and everything was different, don't you think like people would remember like our grandparents' parents, like it would have been passed down or something like that? There doesn't seem to be like a lot of word of mouth type of evidence in that way, like the Native
Yeah.
Americans pass everything down.
Yeah, so they put them in asylums. So what they did is they shipped a lot of the kids to Ohio and other areas. They kidnapped the kids and then they shipped them, and then they did a massive campaign to kind of erase the history of Tartaria. And I know it sounds fanciful, but I just feel like we're in a dream down here, and I've seen from a really early age how controlled we are down here. I haven't watched TV for like 30 years. I think we're in amnesia down here. So no, I really don't, because when I see, so I can spot a Van Gogh. I've seen Van Gogh paintings. I've seen about 100 of them. I can always see the swirls. So when I look at Tartarian buildings, they all look the same. And that's whether they're in St. Petersburg or they're in New York City or they're in Rome. They all look the same. And what they did is they could harness the energy. Tesla was kind of a fake, in my opinion. They could harness energy, and that's why they built these structures.
Tesla was a genius.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is they had already, the Tartarian, if you believe it, I just was fascinated by it. If you
Are you
believe
one
in
of the people that believe in the Satan's little season theory?
the what?
It's called Satan's little season or Satan's short season.
I don't even know what that is, but
Well, the
just
idea is that you'd have to be familiar with Revelations to understand it. But the idea is that we're not at the beginning of Revelations; we're at the end, where the dragon rises and is unleashed to manipulate the nations for one final battle.
Yes. So my dad Daniel was a CEO of a national company, and at 14, I told him we're all going to be chipped in our hand or our forehead, and we're all going to be enslaved. And he was like, God, you're fucking insane. You know? So at 14, I kind of saw that we were going to be chipped, and then that's where we're going in the world. So I do definitely, I guess I'm kind of new to the Tartarian, but possibly that's already happened. Like I think that we are on a different timeline, and that gets into kind of Philip K. Dick. Like, are we on the timeline that they're telling us we're on?
I feel Tartarian
And-
right now.
I feel like
And,
a Targaryen as well.
I do.
Just when I walk around Earth, they're just zombies. I mean, everybody, I'm kind of a zombie. Like, everyone's just talking about Trump or stupid shit. And it's just that we're all zombified and asleep. And it's like,
Thank you,
when
cell
you
phones.
Google the smartphone, the dumb phone.
Yeah, that's what it's doing to people. They're so intrigued in what's going on in all these little aspects of life. It wasn't like this 20 years ago. Before, not to interrupt you, but just briefly, with the introduction of social media, cell phones, and all this ability that we now have to literally talk to people and see them like we did on Star Trek in 1976,
Right.
talking to somebody where you see their face on a little tiny object.
Correct.
Here we are, and now, particularly the younger generation, like, a kid's crying. What does a mother do? She puts an iPad or a cell phone in front of them. Here, watch this. That's it. Social life over.
Correct. And then another thing is, too, in like 1913, I saw pictures of electric cars. Like in New York City, they had electric subway
Tesla.
stations. But they had it back then. Like, they're hiding. So when I was a kid, you'd go see like Star Wars on high HD TV, because the screen, they had high def TVs back then, but they weren't unleashing
When?
it to us.
Wait. When?
Yeah, well, he's saying
Well,
that
when-
movies on on the they call it the silver screen because it's on silver halide. That actually is a form of high definition.
But
Yeah,
what year
like
was
they had
that,
HD.
Roman?
Just normal movies.
So they had
Yeah, but
had
hang
HD
on.
TVs.
Roman said at a certain point in time. What time was that, Roman?
Like in the 80s, we saw movies that were high def, so they had those
Right.
screens in the theaters, but they didn't let people have them in their TVs. The TVs were very thick.
Well,
So
yeah,
the
the technology wasn't equipped back then. But
It
if you
was,
compare
though.
that
What I'm trying to say is-
technology with today's technology, would you agree that there's no comparison? I mean, today's digital technology with movies and video, it's astonishing, really. And I'm saying
Oh
that
yeah,
from the point of a
4K,
photographer.
4K OLED. Oh,
Yeah, but what I believe in, I believe they're holding it back. I believe that we're like 200 years ahead of where we
They
think we are.
They held back the internet. That was
And
used
do you
in
know
World
why
War
the
II.
internet was created? So just a quick question. Do you know why the internet was created?
I don't.
Okay. So CERN, the kind of particle system in Switzerland, so many scientists were sharing the technology and the science on building CERN and creating CERN that they created the internet. They just said, let's go ahead and just interlink it. But, CERN is a really weird place as well.
Okay, I'm still not quite following you though.
So CERN deals with a lot of black magic, and the world's premier scientists kind of all work on CERN, CERN, but it's kind of weird that most people don't know about it. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you'd know about it, but they do occult rituals at CERN, but they're doing kind of black magic, reverse particleization of the universe.
It could actually be very similar to how the portals worked in ancient times, and I believe what
Correct.
Roman means,
you go.
Mike, is that his theory is that our technology is being slow released to us, possibly by a hidden civilization or the elite, secret societies, aliens, spiritual forces. But the idea is that the technology is already out there, and they're just kind of giving it back to us. And our society is basically like they're called stage world. Is that right, Roman?
Daniel, I think you speak really well for me when I'm drunk. Like, I need you to talk to my wife after this. Yeah,
You could be as an
that's really
interpreter, by the way.
Yeah,
am
I'm
Roman's
so sorry.
auditor.
I need a goddamn translator when I call into the show. Shit face. But yeah, Yeah, but CERN is a fascinating. Even the tunnel that they did in Switzerland. There's this black magic ritual where they have Satan dancing in front of all these elite fuckers in tuxedos, and you can YouTube it. Just if you YouTube or Google, black magic ceremony in Switzerland on some kind of tunnel, like all these elite people are sitting there. It's worse than a Kubrick movie. It's just strange because I've been to the demon bar. I've interacted with demons. I see them sometimes in public. I know that shit's real. And just seeing the satanic, I believe Satanists rule the world, but I guess the Tartarian.
I wish we did, because I'd be in a lot better place instead of doing the Michael Decon program.
Oh, jeez.
Hopefully that answers your question there, Roman.
I don't think you're the right ethnicity.
Oh, come on. So you're telling me the Jews who worship their Judaism are Satanists?
Okay, well.
Okay,
well,
can I draw?
Wait. If somebody, wait 1 second. If somebody's read the Bible, let me go into the. So let me ask you a question.
Who, me?
Let's just deal with the Bible. What color would you say the Jews of the Bible are?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what color they are.
It's important.
Mike is colorblind.
Because most people in the desert aren't white, right?
Most of the time, no.
Little hot over there. Not blue-eyed blondes or green-eyed Okay.
Unless you're Lawrence of Arabia.
No, that's not true.
Right.
Green eyes have been discovered.
So the people who
from
occupy
Afghanistan with
Israel,
green and blue eyes.
the people that occupy Israel that was founded in 1948, that was previously called Palestine for hundreds of years, they're not Jewish.
Palestine never existed. The Romans called the Palestine people Palestine. Actually, the word Palestine was an insult to those people who were part from that land. There was never a land called Palestine.
It was called Canaan.
Thank you.
But the truth is that the nation of Israel was a tiny, tiny place that's much smaller than the Israel of today.
Correct, but
yeah. So what point are you trying to say about the skin color of the inhabitants there in this land? Where are we going?
So here's where I'm going with that. Let's say, you know how the Indians have casinos in America because they're a national, they're actually their own country,
right?
So you can do gambling. So let's say I'm Cherokee and I deserve some of that cheddar,
some of that pie.
Some of that pie, right? So these fuckers who are white, they're as white as I am. I'm blue-eyed blonde, are saying they're Jews from the Bible. And they're not Jews. They're Canaanites. They're Russian. They're not Jews. The Jews were black. That's why they said Jesus. Jesus wasn't a blue-eyed blonde. If he existed, he would have burned to death in that fucking part of the country. The whole thing's a lie.
They weren't white. The only reason you're saying that is because of the images that you've seen in artists' interpretation, and renditions. Right? Jesus was not white. He was a dark.
That's what I'm saying. You're proving my point. So these people aren't Hebrews. They're interlopers. That's not their country. That's not their region.
People? What people?
The people who occupy Israel now, like the Rothschilds, all these Rothschilds, all these Rockefellers.
The Israelis.
They're not from the Bible. They'd be dark.
Oh my God! Have you read the Bible?
I've read every page of it.
Okay,
yes.
And did you read the Old Testament?
All of it, yes.
Okay, so the Jews, the Israelis were in Israel for like 3,000 to about 3,000 years. The Solomon's Temple was built. Help me out with this, Daniel. When was Solomon's Temple built?
It was built by David.
Not who it was. Right, David's temple.
He started it. He didn't finish it.
Who started? What year was that? That was 3,000 years. 2000 BC.
It was before Christ, of course.
Right.
Before Christ.
Yeah, 967 BCE.
Okay.
By the way.
So they were in Israel. They were driven out by the Egyptians and all the other people who they were fighting with. Everybody was fighting with everybody over there because that's all they do in the Middle East. and
I think
that
Mike's
and
a
eventually
Jew.
they were pushed out of
I think you're Jewish.
Well, he
Okay.
partially is in
His
many
people have
ways.
been his
Now I'm
people
a
have been
Jew. I was a
exploited.
Satanist, Christian. Now I'm a
Well,
Jew.
I'm starting to
Satanism
believe
was
it.
created by a Jew, by the way. Anton LaVey is Jewish.
Anton LaVey did not create Satanism. Anton LaVey just gave birth to it in the
Well, that's what I mean,
20th
but he's
century.
Jewish,
So
so
what? So what? So was Sammy Davis Jr. and he was black.
Well, Luciferians go back to like ancient times of the Middle East
right.
and the worshippers of all Shaitan.
Look at the Yazidi in Iraq. The Yazidi actually worship Lucifer to a certain extent, not in a satanic way, but they believe Lucifer as an angel and they pray to him. That's why the Iraqis want to kill them. That's why the Muslims want to kill them.
There's an old book, and it covers a lot of the stuff our caller Roman was talking about just now. It's called The Curse of Canaan, and there's a lot of like kind of racist stuff in there I don't really agree with, but it's a fantastic book, and this was written before any of us were born, which is ironic because we think that we're like discovering this stuff, but it's actually been out
Been
there
out for
for a long
thousands
time.
of years.
I just
Yeah,
mean
the
like
Curse of Canaan.
if you're indigenous, so like Native Americans are darker, obviously Mexicans are darker. Anybody from the desert is darker.
Not
so
necessarily.
If
There
you're
are-
from generation,
Okay, but I'm saying there are certain tones of lighter skin from those ethnicities, those races. It does happen, and I agree with you 100% that yes, if you live in a desert, you're going to be darker. However, in Africa, if you compare Africans with Middle Easterns, there's a slight difference in skin tone. The Africans are far darker, obviously, than the Middle Eastern people.
Yeah, and with white
Right, but
people,
these
there's a
Jews-
spectrum too. Like you can be a white person that is capable of tanning and getting very dark, and you can also be a white person with just not enough melanin, and you almost instantly get skin cancer, which is a big problem for Australian people that were British and were forced to live in penal colonies in Australia.
Very true. In fact, there are some, what it comes down to, Daniel, is that it's a lot of times if people, go with a mixed race, you then pass on the genes from. So let's say, I don't know, for argument's sake, let's say an African marries somebody from Norway. So now you got a really white person mixing with a really dark person. Again, act for, just for the sake of argument. They mix, and then those genes are passed down, and you get lighter people, darker people,
That's
lighter
called
people.
a snow bunny, by the way, a white chick that dates black guys exclusively.
That's true.
Amazing.
right, but the Palestinians are darker, and the Jews who say that's their country are lighter. And so, coming from a white male, Aryan, I'm just like, you're not from the fucking desert. Like the Palestinians are dark. Like that.
Well, Roman,
that's
what you got to
probably more.
do is what you got to do is look at the Bible and the parts of the Bible where it talks about a specific tribe of Canaanites that would
Right.
shapeshift and make themselves look like Jews in order to confuse the real Jews. That's what they're doing today. They're shapeshifting into Jews in order to confuse their ranks. It's no different than what's in the
You
Bible.
mean the synagogue of Satan?
I'm specifically talking about yes, absolutely, but I'm specifically talking about a tribe of
Right.
Canaanites called the Amalek people, which translates to
Correct.
bloodlickers. They were known
what
to
I'm
shapeshift
saying,
into
Daniel,
animals.
is the synagogue of
Bloodlickers.
Satan. The synagogue of Satan is the Jews now, and then I'm talking
and
to
you were
a
right.
Satanist
They're
who
actually
doesn't believe
Canaanites.
in Satan. I'm talking to a
As in
Satanist
canine
on the
Jews.
show who doesn't believe in Satan, but I know that they believe in Satan. That's the whole point.
Sorry, man, I don't mean to keep accidentally talking over you.
But
yeah, I agree
that,
with you that
rule the
go ahead,
world,
sorry.
like just like the Iran. So like when I called him in the show like 5 years ago, and I said Trump's going to get us into a war in the Middle East, and that was 5 years ago, and he's
So
all
you
into the
you really
blueberries.
think that what we're doing to them is a war? They are completely helpless. No Navy, no air superiority, no radar, nothing. They're falling apart. They're losing millions of dollars a day. They can't pay their soldiers. Their inflation is up by 300%. And you think this is a war?
I would. Are you asking
Am
me
I
or
I'm asking you, yes, Roman. Do you think this is actually a war?
I think your diaper wearing president who's
He had to go
sucking
there.
Jew cock,
Oh yeah, come
who
on,
has
throw a
Jew
couple more in
kids.
there.
Wait one second, I'm answering.
Mike, you
Who has
got him
Jew
angry.
kids, who fuck
Uh-huh.
kids on tape with Epstein,
Yes,
is doing whatever the
totally.
fuck he's told, and he keeps saying he's
Absolutely.
winning the war, and I'm like, where the fuck is it ending? Like, he's been saying that for 7 months, and it's never stopping. Like, I'm like, dude, all you do is, I don't even listen to him anymore. I just think he's an addle brain. I think he's like Biden.
Whatever
He's
you
actually
think.
just.
Hold on,
Still
let him
doing
talk.
something.
Let him talk. Don't interrupt him. Let him talk. He lets you talk, Mike, just to be fair.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm
he's
sorry.
got a nurse that changes diapers. I mean, this guy is Biden. And I think we need a president that's under 50. And I'm 56. I think this
I
guy is
agree.
totally just reading the teleprompter, but I think he's Jew owned. And his kids are all Jewish, and he ran on that. And Edelstein, the Edelsteins donated $200 million to Trump, and they're Zionists, and Kushner's a Zionist, and once again, I don't. You're a rock and roller. I mean, Roger Waters said Israel is just the pigs out of the wall,
Yeah, whatever.
and Roger Waters, I don't think he's anti-Semitic, but these fuckers control the world, and I think the rest of us are sick of it.
Have you heard the interviews he's done? He hates Jewish people.
His kids are Jews.
He also
The
hates
fuck are you
the
talking
Jews.
about?
He hates the Jews. I saw an interview he did on was it Pierce Morgan? And like he talks about
Elon?
Israel and the no, okay, all right.
He's kissing the wall. I mean, he's kissing the wall, just like Obama kissed the wall, just like Bush kissed the wall in Israel. And you gotta pay the toll to Satan to be, in that office. And these fuckers are crazy. It's like when I told you, the Muslims are too, but so are the Jews. I mean, they're both crazy. But yeah, I just, I don't believe it. I mean, Ivanka Trump was Jewish.
Oh, God forbid.
Well, his kids are
I hate
Jewish.
her
That's what
long
I'm
ass
saying. You're
neck.
saying he doesn't like Jews. His kids are Jewish. I don't understand where you're going with that.
Roman, don't you
Are you
think
talking
Ivanka's
about?
neck
Hang on a
is too
second.
long?
Are you talking about Trump or are you talking about the guy from Pink Floyd?
Trump. His kids, not Barron, the retarded Barron who's got Asperger's or something. He can't even fucking
Excuse
talk.
me,
The
but
bobbleheaded
didn't
freak.
you just say? Hang on, hold on. Didn't you
Isn't
just
Barron a
say
vampire?
you were talking about Roger Waters from Pink Floyd?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Trump.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Roger Waters.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What did you say about Roger Waters?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, Roger Waters said they're just the most apartheid state.
Hold on,
like there's literally a highway where you have to be Jewish to drive it, and they're killing the Palestinians, and he's been attacked mercilessly for that. He's an atheist. His mom was a communist. His dad died in World War II. I don't think the guy's political, but I mean, even he says that they're the piggies.
Mike,
would you at least agree that Pink Floyd is like one of the greatest rock bands of all time?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good man.
I love listening to Floyd.
Roman, what do you think?
Oh, fuck. I used to, Pink Floyd is my
Good
band.
segue.
I mean, I love
Good
Pink
Lord.
Floyd. And Roger Waters has been mercilessly attacked because he doesn't believe in, the apartheid of Israel. And you have to listen to him because the guy is not anti-Semitic. He said he didn't have an anti-Semitic bone in his body. He was just on Tucker Carlson. I know we were talking about his bullshit race.
Circling
scenario,
back to Tucker, yes.
Yeah, but It's just, I guess, I'm white and I'm very proud of my race. I mean, the founding fathers were all English, Scottish. They weren't fucking any other race. So if you don't like that,
Can I
go
ask
fuck
you, like,
yourself.
do you have any specific identification there, like a Viking or Germanic, or is there like a certain like white heritage that you identify with?
So my uncle served time in Leavenworth prison, and then I guess he joined the Aryans or somebody. Yeah, I mean, I just, Daniel, I'm highly dyslexic. I guess my dyslexia is on the level of almost Einstein, so I was mercilessly teased, and I just haven't believed the PC bullshit at all. Like, if you fuck with me and you think that you're multicultural or whatever, I'll fuck your shit up.
My goodness. Well, Roman, I do thank you though for calling in here tonight. I mean, really appreciate you, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
definitely calling
God bless
again
you all.
soon.
Yes, we'll be talking
Thank
soon,
you.
Roman. Make sure you call in first week of January. I'll be waiting for you.
I know I owe you money. And Daniel, thank you so much. I'll need your help in the future.
Oh yeah, hit me up if you want to talk or something. You can grab my Daniel endofdaysradio@gmail.com.
God bless you guys. Sorry I was a little drunk.
No worries.
Take care, Roman.
Good night. Take care. And there he goes. That was Roman. That was good to hear from him. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, that was a good call. I liked him.
Yeah, I like hearing Roman and seeing what he's up to. I like hearing his stories. I think that was great. We got to
I like when
really...
he lost his shit and he's like, "You're a diaper wearing president."
I love that.
That shit got me rolling.
That was good. That was good. It does seem like he is wearing a diaper, though. These photographs of Trump, there's something coming out from his backside. And, many people his age wear Depends. I mean, that's just the reality of the world we live in, especially with someone that age. But yeah, I mean, I would say which president didn't wear Depends at a certain point. I mean, not defending them, just being honest. I would imagine that these people probably shit themselves all the time. Being the president's pretty crazy, I'm pretty sure. So, one probably slips probably pretty regularly in a gig like that. And
I had to mute my mic like twice because I was ripping some.
There you go. And by the way, I think my dad is calling in, Mike.
Uh-oh.
I think he might want to talk to you. Hello. Is this my biological father?
Yes, it is. Good evening.
Oh my goodness. I had a feeling it was you.
It is I.
Very nice.
Hello, Mr. Deacon.
How you doing down there back east?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. I hope you and your family are well.
I was just enjoying today's weather down here in Imperial County. It was only 117.
117.
All right.
Holy moly.
Yeah, you know how it is down here.
Oh, do I?
Get used to it.
Exactly. When you say things like it's only 100 degrees today, that's when you know it's lived down there too long.
I would think that would kill it. Even.
Absolutely. And by the way, I don't think you've ever spoken to my dad, Daniel, but this is my father, my biological father. You are the father.
Yeah. I've heard him many times listening.
This is actually Daniel, Dad. He's right here.
Deacon.
How you doing, Daniel?
Hey, it's good to talk to you. I've heard you on the program many times, sir.
He likes me better.
Well, I used to hear you all the time.
That's true.
You raised one hell of a son, Mr. Deacon.
Well, thank you.
Sure. That's an understatement.
Yeah. Yes, Daniel. In reality, he is a really wimpy guy. Don't let that fool you.
Oh,
really?
Who?
Are you trying to say that I'm a very nice person?
You are a very nice person.
I am.
Actually,
this is true.
You are.
You're not lying.
About you, Michael?
Well, it's true. I'm a very polite person. He's not lying. This is true. I'm very nice to people.
He is,
I am actually.
but he likes to play the stone cold character on the radio.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm a very kind soul.
I see.
I'm a very
So
nice
behind
guy.
the scenes, he's more like Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, I would go. That's like that's a little too far, Daniel. Really back.
Oh, well, actually, Daniel, the last time I heard him speak on your show, he really impressed me by his knowledge of the Bible and stuff like that. So I was very, very impressed by him.
He's putting Daniel over, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to read the Bible when I have the time. I think that it's the best thing you can do in this age of propaganda and age of evil.
Yes, which takes me to why I'm calling.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So
What happened? What happened?
Nothing happened.
What'd I do?
But I'm going to try to deliver this as best as I can.
In a PC way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because actually it's very emotional. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I have never told this to anyone.
Wow.
And this happened in 1992. And I thought I was going to never say this to anyone. But a few years back, I heard Dan Bongino on the show. And he related a story that happened to him. And it was pretty similar to what happened to me. So I've been struggling to let you know, especially you, Michael. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to say it on the air, and maybe somebody else has the same story. So in 1982, my mother passed away. So about 3 days later, I'm in the bedroom. So at the time, we had bunk beds. I don't know why we had bunk beds, but we did. So I was late. I came from work probably about 8 in the morning. Nobody was at the house at the time. Everybody left for school, and I think a little guy went to kindergarten, something like that. I'm laying there trying to sleep when my mom walked in. So I spoke to her, but it wasn't talking. It was just like I could read her mind.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's pretty incredible. So you saw a full apparition in our living room. Bedroom.
Yeah, in the middle bedroom.
Yes.
Where the bunk beds were at.
Mm-hmm.
So I just told her not to worry about me no more. So that was my story. And she just, she understood that. I just told her, don't worry about me, I'm going to be okay the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is pretty wild. Which is very strange that you say that, because on this program I actually had relayed a somewhat similar story that I have never really shared with you, which is pretty strange that you bring that up, because I've pretty much told the story here many times. I think even Daniel knows this one. When I said growing up, after my grandmother passed away, she would be up late at night. Essentially, I think you know that to be true, Dad.
Yes.
My grandmother would be up in the middle of the night in the kitchen. You would hear pots and pans. And one time in the middle of the night, shortly after her death, I believe it might have been maybe a month or two, something close by. And it slipped my mind that my grandmother had passed. And I actually woke up thinking in my mind I should go to the kitchen because I could hear her running the faucet. in the middle of the
Yeah,
night.
sure, yep.
I went over there, and sure enough, there was no one there. But I remember that when I was very, very young in life. And fascinating that you would mention that here tonight. I mean, that's pretty wild.
I have
Yeah,
a
I was
story.
never going to mention that.
I'm glad
But
you did. I'm really glad you did. Thank you for telling me that and sharing that with my audience, Dad.
That's cool.
It's pretty intense.
Can I tell him a story that I had?
But hold on.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But you've never told you never told my mom that, have you?
no,
Interesting.
never.
My goodness. Daniel, what do you make of that
Well,
story, by the way, Mike,
I'm
before
curious
you?
why he didn't tell it. Why didn't he tell
Oh,
his
yeah.
wife?
Well, yeah. First of all, why didn't you tell Mom?
It just kept everything to myself.
Bottled
you
up.
know.
Yeah.
He's a
But
guy.
yeah, so
I see.
He's a guy.
So
Yeah. Interesting. And Daniel, your thoughts and opinions hearing that story, and also, as I told you in the past, my own experience with this sort of thing, and now my dad here is sort of having a similar experience, Daniel.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard similar stories and had a bit of a similar experience myself, but it's oftentimes when close loved ones pass away, they might appear to somebody in their dream, or in my case, it was very similar. I was actually standing around a campfire with a bunch of friends and kind of freaking out about this person's death, and I felt that hand kind of rest on my arm, and like a voice telling me that everything's going to be okay. And I could also add that I'm kind of familiar with that telepathic sort of communication as well. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's happened to me quite a few times with from what I can tell, like other people or entities, things like that, where it's almost like a language built on emotion and ideas in a type of communication. That's the best way I can kind of come up with some kind of frame of reference for it. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the story, and I definitely believe him 100%. And I do believe in life after death. Absolutely, I'm a believer. It sounds like Mr. Deacon, you're a believer as well.
well, as Michael knows, I I was raised as a Catholic, but I really never went into the Catholic Church or anything like that. And mainly, for me, I know there's like a God, but all religion has their really good stuff and I think some bad stuff. So I just try to be as best person I can. That's really it.
Right. And Mike, I think you had something to say too.
When I was a little boy, we used to have this dog, Sheba. He was a German Shepherd, and every once in a while, she used to stay down in the basement. And every once in a while, she'd sneak upstairs. Now, I'll never forget this. One night, I was sleeping. It was very late at night. Probably everybody was asleep in my house, and I had to be 8 or 9, probably 8. Yeah, 8 or 9. And I remember I was sleeping in bed, and I heard my dog. I could hear the chain jingling on her collar, and I can hear her panting. And I heard her come into my room, and then I heard, did you ever have a feeling when somebody's near you, you can feel them near you?
Hmm.
Okay.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
so I had this feeling that the dog had gotten up on the frame of the bed, not the bed itself, not the mattress, but the frame of the bed, got up and looked over me. When that happened, I turned around and nothing was there.
Wow.
You know what the weirdest part of that is?
What? I didn't have a dog?
No, I had a German Shepherd as a kid, and its name was Sheba.
Oh, isn't that weird? Man? That's a popular
Ooh.
name for
Wow.
that dog. Wow, you guys are more interested about Sheba the name
Sheba.
than my story.
I know. We're like, oh, really?
Sheba,
Well,
wow.
Wow.
It's like a weird coincidence.
It is.
Like, like there is a God sort of moment.
Very strange. Yeah, it's a weird how the universe works. It's a very unusual that these things tend to happen, whether you believe in something or not. Strange anomalies do happen, and you just heard an example of one just now, thanks to my own father here, as well as Mike and Daniel. These things definitely do happen. Doesn't really matter what you truly believe in. These things happen for better, for worse. Some things are describable. Some things are beyond description. But yeah, that was a pretty wild story there from all of you. But yes, these things happen sometimes. I think we can all agree on that. Whatever
Yeah,
this
Yes,
is.
and
absolutely.
remember I told you I wanted to call in to say something. That was it.
Oh, that was it. Well, that was a good one. As we
Yeah.
were talking about all these sort of things, so it's good that you told us that, and I appreciate that greatly, Dad.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. But yeah, maybe that's something that not to freak out our sweet mother, my mother. Listen, maybe you don't tell that one to Mom, Dad.
Well,
Don't want to freak her out.
let me tell you a story about her. I don't know if you told your audience about this.
Her
So,
middle name was
well,
Sheba.
Yeah, her middle name was
no,
Sheba.
it wasn't Sheba. So my lovely wife and I were outside in the house out in nighttime. So this thing flies over us and it's going real slow. It's a real dark, transparent triangle. It's a big old thing. And she freaked out. And I told Michael, hey, it looked like a UFO. But she freaked out and she didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she didn't get away from me the whole night. She was afraid of me by herself.
Yeah, she was freaked
So
out.
there you go. Remember that time?
I remember you describing this sort of thing as almost like a translucent sort of craft in the sky.
Yeah, like one of those fish,
Yeah.
manta rays, whatever they're called. Yeah.
Wow. It's weird because, not only did you see that, but above the home out there, out in the desert, we saw weird, it seemed like a flock of birds at first. I remember that. It was moving in a
Oh,
circular
it's way
wheel.
up there, yes.
Yeah.
That was just weird. I
It was,
don't know.
yeah, I don't know what it was, but we saw something very strange. And I think somebody even on YouTube took a video of this craft or whatever it was. And it was flying over like the Palm Springs, Palm Desert sort of region, by the way. We saw this sort of a wheel in the sky. And I thought personally it was like birds going around in a weird circle. And I thought, well, birds normally don't fly in a circular sort of motion, and that's exactly what we saw basically in the sky.
No, and these things are super high.
Yes, it was really high up.
You know.
So who knows what that was? It was almost like Ezekiel's wheel for those that are Christian Bible thumpers out there. That's kind of what we saw in the sky, minus the eyeball, right, Dad? And the wings.
Yeah, so, well, who knows? Now with all these new videos that the military is putting out, so who knows?
Yeah, it sounds a bit like the Phoenix Lights as well.
That was another one, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that, Dad. You remember that back in the day. Yeah, you remember the Phoenix Lights, and you remember Heaven's Gate, the cult.
Yeah, it's actually their area, those people died. That whole area there, you can't buy a house there under, I'm not kidding you, a minimum of $20 million. And that whole area there. They're just, matter of fact, they're selling a home in that same area for $100,000.
And Dad, let me ask you this, by the way. That property that you just mentioned, obviously we know that Heaven's Gate was ran by Marshall Applewhite, this gentleman who started this sort of cult. Was it ever really explained the way he acquired that sort of money? By the way, it couldn't just been funded by a group of his devoted followers, obviously. Do you think perhaps maybe a corporation or maybe some sort of organization, maybe, I don't know, I'm not trying to say political organization, but
Hey, Michael, real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but Mike needs to be re-added on StreamYard.
oh, he does. Oh, okay, I'll do that. But yeah, Dad, I'm not exactly sure who might have may or may not have funded Heaven's Gate, that sort of a group, to be able even to afford property like that.
Correct. Yeah. The only thing I know is the San Diego County Sheriff's investigated that incident, but
Yeah.
other than that, I have no idea.
It's been swept under the rug, right?
I have no idea what happened to that
Yeah.
case, or but I guess they figure it's a dead case. So
Seriously. Yeah, my goodness. Anything else as a what else has you laughing or troubling you, Dad?
Other than what's his name? It's Michael still there with us?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike is back, by the way.
I am now. Yeah, I got
He's here.
disconnected right when I asked. I was asking you what it was that you saw, because that's you said something flew over and I got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I saw something like a triangle, transparent, whatever it was, no sound. Looked like one of those manta ray fish flying. But
Did it have a rainbow going through it?
No. It's just like a little bit of light, but no rainbow or anything like that. Just like a transparent thing, triangle. So it's hard to describe. And when you see something like that, huh?
Did it have the white circles on the tips, like a propulsion sort of system?
I couldn't tell you, because when you see something like that right off, your mind is like trying to figure out what is this thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times. I've seen a triangle up close, and I also seen like a square one that seemed to be doing some kind of weird transformation thing.
Oh, I see a lot of rectangles on people's shirts who are going through transformations.
We're not talking about transformation.
But he has his head in the clouds.
Michael, are you talking about transgender people?
I think that's what Mike is referring to. Yeah.
Trans-aliens.
Trans-aliens. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me tell you something.
That's a different group of alien.
And I was waiting for the call to blow over.
I was wondering for somebody to get my joke that I had made.
It took me a while, actually. I'm like, wait. Oh, I see.
Well, this conversation took a turn.
It sure did. Thanks, Mike.
I'm sorry,
to the left.
I just had to do it.
Yeah, it was a hard left there by Mike.
Hard left. Hard left.
Very hard left.
Mike, yes. Mike, let me tell you this, okay?
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you how or why or anything, but I had the opportunity to talk to hundreds of people in the last year or so, okay? And let me tell you, about 90% of them, we start talking about political stuff like that, 90% of them think just like you. No transgender, none of this baloney stuff, okay? And I'm in California.
Of course,
all right?
Yes.
So you're not alone.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that conversation, but okay, I'm glad it ended up where it was.
Yeah, you're not alone, okay?
I know. Thank you.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Anyway.
Anywho.
I'm going to get off the phone. Thank you for listening to me.
Yeah, you know what, Dad, again, thank you for calling in, by the way, and sharing that with me and the audience. I mean, people will love that, by the way.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Deacon.
Maybe someone else has the same type of incident like that, because I know that, like I said, a few years back, I heard Dan Bongino on his show talk about something like that.
Interesting.
When his mother passed. So yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
What? Before you go, Mr. Deacon, can I tell you one more thing?
Sure.
In 1991, I got engaged to the woman that I was going to marry, obviously. And we had a very short period of time in which we were getting married. It was in a month, within a month. I proposed to her in December. and we had our wedding on January 19th. In between that time, very early, right after we had announced our getting engaged, my father's sister, my aunt, died very suddenly. It was a real tragic thing. She was completely okay, and then all of a sudden, bang, she just died. Long story short, I was really taken by this because she was like a second mother to me. And when she died, I was really, really heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
On the night of my wedding, when my wife and I we went to a hotel. We were staying at this luxurious hotel, and we had plans for the next day. So, I was so drunk from the wedding, drinking champagne all night. So when we got to the room, it wasn't long before we both crashed into the bed and just fell asleep. And it's kind of weird, Michael. The story I'm telling you is almost like the Sakya story because I had the lights on yet again. So I'm always falling asleep with the lights on. So I fall asleep, and I really don't know, if this is a drunken stupor or just a dream, but I had the most vivid dream I had ever had of my aunt who had come to visit me, so to speak, and gave me her approval of my, so to speak, of my wife, saying, "You did a good job," sort of like, like the, "Hey, congratulations, you did a good job."
Just giving you approval.
Exactly. Like,
I
and,
see.
hey, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And I remember waking up. I woke up crying, and again looking at the light. I remember waking up, and as I was coming out of my sleep, the light. I was facing the light, and the light became her face, and I was just in massive tears. And my wife turns over, and she's like, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" I'm like, I just saw my aunt. She just came to me in a dream and congratulated me. Now, I mean, that could be from the possibility of maybe thinking about her, and I ended up dreaming about her because her death was fresh on our memory. She had only died, like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks prior to the wedding. So it may have been that. I can't really explain it, but I wanted to say it because I felt it was sort of significant to the story that he had told.
Oh,
And that's that.
absolutely. Understood. Well,
Yeah.
we thank you for sharing that too.
Thank you.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
And
Well, Dad, again, we thank you for sharing that with us, and we really appreciate the call.
and before I get off the phone, I just want to say happy birthday coming up to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Really appreciate that. But yeah, Dad,
The check's in the mail.
the check's in the mail. But yeah, Dad, again, even better. I mean, that story is better than any check, by the way. Again, the story was, people will really, really appreciate hearing you say that here.
Well, I hope so. Okay. You guys have a great day.
Take care,
And
Mr.
I'm going to
Deacon.
continue to enjoy my nice weather out here.
Oh my goodness. I know. Be safe.
for
Be
calling
safe,
in.
Dad. Much love to you. I love you a lot, Dad.
Thank you. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Good night.
And there he goes. That was my biological father.
Mr. Deacon Sr. is one of my favorite characters on this show, by the way.
I had no idea he was going to call in. That was way out of left field. I had no clue. But I'm glad he called in. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Always good to hear your dad.
It's good to hear that and hear your story there, Mike.
Thank you.
By the way, somebody else was calling in, and we're kind of winding down in time. So let's who this
Can I
person.
add something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I also
Daniel.
wanted to add that it also happens with pets too. You often will dream about your pet after it's passed on.
Yeah.
Ooh, scary. Like Pet Cemetery.
No,
The
I
movie.
mean, like you have a dream of your hugging your dog or cat, not it's coming back to kill you.
I know, but
That would be terrible.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's not
though.
quite the same.
To me, it was. My mind went to Pet Cemetery.
Michael's already in the mood for Halloween.
I am. It's true. No, that's true. Caller, go ahead. You are on the air.
Hello, are you there?
Hello,
I'm here.
hello.
All right. I had a question for, I guess, all three of you, but
Okay.
mainly Daniel, I would suppose.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
A
This
Oh.
isn't
couple
going to be
weeks
about
ago,
trannies or something like that, is it?
it's exactly what it's going to be
Oh,
about.
damn.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right.
Go ahead, caller.
I thought this would blow
Yeah, a
over
couple
after
weeks
2 weeks.
ago, you were defending Bailey J, I believe her name was, or its name was. And then earlier tonight, we were listening to incubus and succubus. Would you like to define what an incubus and a succubus is again?
An incubus is a male spirit that comes to you at night and rapes you, and a succubus is the female version, and a character on what's that old Capcom game, Darkstalkers?
Also, my ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend,
Oh
Ron.
man,
That's right.
That's what I
Okay,
refer to
so
her as.
my question would be, what would the tranny version of that be?
oh
That's
damn.
pretty good.
An incubus.
Well, I
Or a
mean,
succubus.
I think what the caller is trying to say is like, what happened with you? Were you just joking around, or were you being serious when it came to, you know, the tranny stuff?
Oh, that's the question.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, it's part of that, but also, I mean, those terms have been around forever, right?
I'll make it perfectly clear right away. I'm against the thing with the kids, giving the kids gender bending hormones and surgeries and stuff like that. I think they should have to be a full grown adult that has struggled with this issue their whole life in order to even venture down a path like that. But I think that, and also I'm against the men going to women's bathrooms, and I'm a big sports fan. I don't think men should compete in women's sports, etc. But as far as a dude that wants to wear a dress, so what? Leave him alone. He's not hurting anybody.
Wearing a dress
I
is one
get that,
thing.
but
Cutting your
you're playing politician right now. What I'm asking is that term, those terms, excuse me, incubus and succubus have been around forever, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And when did the term transgender come around? Pretty recently.
Obama years.
So
'Cause
do you
before
think
that, we
that
used to-
it's,
that
we used
Hold
to-
on.
that
Let
is
him talk.
something-
Let him talk. Go ahead, caller.
Do you think that is something that has been programmed to people that isn't exactly natural? It's something we were taught to believe in, other than something that naturally happens.
Yes, I believe that this is the foil hat side of me coming out. I believe that chemically they're doing things with the fluoride, the aluminum, what's it called, baronium, etc. Boy, I probably botched that. How embarrassing! But the thing with the gay frogs, putting chemicals in the food, water supply, the air, as well as just the media, Hollywood pounding this stuff into people, um, teachers and people like that around kids, convincing them, oh, you don't have to be a boy or a girl, you can be whatever you want. I don't think that a person can change their gender. I think that a guy that tries to become a female or a female that tries to become a man will always be a female trying to be a guy or a guy trying to be a female, and they have to live with that. But if they're willing to live with that, I do think that's a little bit brave in a way. And I could point out Caitlyn Jenner, who has a lot of beliefs similar to Mike. Like those two would probably, be on the same panel together because their beliefs are so close. But Caitlyn Jenner is a transgender, but she's conservative. So I don't think that. Wait, what was the question again?
Oh my goodness!
What do I even say?
You threw him off.
What I'm asking is, if the term succubus and incubus have been around forever, but the old transgender concept
Oh,
is
yeah,
fairly new.
yeah. I do believe there's some
Are we being
programming.
programmed to
Absolutely.
buy into that shit?
Sure, it's MK Ultra. It's um, like
So
there's shit
have you
out
bought
there.
into it?
Have you heard of transgender hypnosis?
No.
Yeah, it's like this porn that guys are getting into nowadays, and it brainwashes them to become a tranny or become a
Well,
transgender.
then they have to have some initiative to go into that program to begin with to be brainwashed.
Oh my.
Sure, but yeah, I think it's a
So
modern
then it's already
phenomena.
done. There's no point brainwashing if you're motivated to go be a tranny. Boom, it's done. You don't need any more motivation.
Unless you're afraid of what people think and afraid of like the repercussions of embracing that type of
Like
lifestyle.
people don't think my fucking lipstick matches my heels?
What, sir? Are you do you hate transgender people?
I don't hate anybody. There's people I don't like, but I don't give a shit.
Do you
Do
not
what you
like
want, but
them?
don't force it. Don't accept. Don't try to make me accept it. Is what I'm saying. Don't make
Well,
it like a
what is that?
common
What
fucking thing.
what does that mean? Are you going to be like if if a guy in a dress is serving your food at McDonald's, are you going to be rude or like what does that mean exactly?
No, I'm just going to take my business elsewhere.
Oh, it's that bad?
It,
But why? Because
it's just
some person who you probably think is crazy is serving you your food. Why is it so bad? Are you afraid you're going to catch something?
No, I'm not afraid of that. It's my principles, and maybe if you had
See,
some, you wouldn't be wanting to fuck Bailey J.
Shots
wait,
fired.
what?
Oh shit.
You're saying I have no principles?
Well, obviously yours don't agree with mine.
No, I'm just saying like okay. I'm just saying that a a transgender female can sometimes look better than a real female. Would you agree with that?
No, not at all.
But see, now you're not being real. You're not being truthful because like if you
I'm
take
not
Bailey
being truthful
J,
because I would rather see a pussy than a fucking dick.
what
Oy
if
vey.
the dick is smaller than yours?
That would be hard to accomplish.
But wouldn't that be more feminine if it was littler than yours?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
My
This
goodness.
is why you're a fucking moron.
Oh.
Jeez, I'm getting a lot of hate for this.
As you should. But I also don't mean to fucking make your little dick hard talking about trannies.
My goodness.
See, like this is what I don't understand. Like the anger and like hatred coming out like that. That's the thing I guess I don't agree with is like, I mean, big deal. A dude wants to.
No, there's no anger. I mean, in all seriousness, there's no fucking anger.
You're just kind of grossed
People
out
be who
by
the
it.
fuck they want. People can be who they want.
I agree. So you're just not you're a little grossed out by it is what you're saying, caller. That's all.
Yes.
I understand.
I guess what I would say
it's not
is
right.
just
He's saying it's not
try to
right.
be like,
he's saying it's not right, Daniel.
oh well, oh maybe. I mean I don't really know. It does say in the Bible that any sort of like gay anything is pretty much bad, but
I'll actually produce it for you. It's an abomination, is what it says.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Mike.
So
and I'm not even a Christian.
Yeah, you are actually, but you are.
That might be true. It might not be good for you. I don't really know, but I'd say that that's between that person and God, and that we should be kind to people, especially people that are different or don't fit in. I think that trans people are misfits, no pun intended, and that we should treat them like human beings.
Well,
She's
I don't
not a
completely
Christian.
disagree with that.
She could be a Jew and believe in God. It doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff. Yes, she did.
All I'm just saying is that
house.
it shouldn't be I guess force-fed.
I agree.
To the younger generation that it's acceptable. You know, people can do whatever the fuck they want, but let's not make it something we all have to agree with if we don't agree with it. Because if we speak up and say we don't agree with it, we end up in this conversation.
But sir, let's not pretend there aren't a shitload of dudes that want to bang a attractive trans woman in her derriere.
What's a
There's
shitload?
a shitload of dudes that want to bang Selma Hayek. Doesn't mean it's gonna fucking happen.
That's true. He's got a point there.
Selma Hayek lives close to me.
Don't mind.
Well,
I mean, that's
you might
besides
want
the
to find a
point, but,
tranny a little bit closer and play your odds.
Oh my goodness.
I just think that, like, yeah, I get where you're coming from. I'm not hating on you or your beliefs. I don't think there's anything wrong with a more conservative approach. It's appropriate in a lot of situations. Like, I think Seattle could use a lot more conservative values and politicians and whatnot. But I do think that we should always treat each other with kindness and respect, regardless. And that if there weren't dudes that were super into she-males, and if that type of pornography wasn't like super popular, maybe I could agree with it a little bit more. But it just sounds so hypocritical, like just oppressed, sort of like, oh, sex is bad, sex is wrong, sort of stuff.
Well, if there weren't dudes that weren't into NASCAR, we wouldn't have to watch that bullshit either. But, I mean,
sir, are you married?
It's the fucking way it is.
Are you married, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
Are you
So
Christian? Are you a Christian, sir?
I would say I'm spiritual.
He's spiritual. Yeah.
So do you and your wife ever do anything freaky in bed? Like, do you like spank her or anything like that?
Kind of personal.
No.
No, you don't do anything.
She's sitting right next to
freaky?
me, so I got to be somewhat polite.
Oh shit! How awkward. Okay, but I mean, you do have a good time in bed, right?
Nothing you would consider fucking goofy. Let's put it that way.
So it's very conservative, sort of, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty
understood.
much.
Understood. Okay.
Do you do sodomy? Do you do blowjobs?
Damn, Daniel.
Well, before we got married, yeah.
Before you got married. Okay.
Okay, that's a little sinful. I mean,
All right.
sodomy is supposed to be wrong, so I mean, we all go outside the lines here and there, right?
But there's a difference. She has a pussy.
That's true. He's got you there.
Well, sure, but the nice thing about she-males is that they can only do anal. They're always willing to do anal because that's the only way they can do it.
That's nothing nice.
I guess that's safe sex 101. Okay, Daniel. Interesting.
If that's a nice thing, then I would hate to hear the bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so many guys are frustrated that their girlfriends or wives won't give them anal, but if they had a trans girlfriend or wife, that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but I think you're missing his point. The point of the matter is that if a man is attracted to a woman, just because a man cuts off his wiener and puts a couple of fake boobs on and prances around like he's, a princess, doesn't mean that a guy is going to be attracted to that. It's specifically men who are, and I've said this on the last show, prisoners who are in jail who say they're not gay, but they have sex with their inmate.
Right. Stay, it's gay for the stay.
Right. And all I'm saying is that if you're not in that position where you're locked up for life, let's just say, or for argument's sake, and you have no other ability to have sex with another human, so yeah, you end up banging your cellmate.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, when you're a free man, hang on, when you're a free man and you have the choice, I think most straight men are going to choose a woman over any other sex, that being male. There's only two.
But the thing is, like, sexuality is more fluid than people believe.
That's just leftist speaking.
Well, no, I mean,
did you hear that, Daniel? That was the dynamite going boom.
a lot of women experiment with lesbianism in college, and I don't
And
hear you
that's
guys
okay, because
complaining about
that's all right.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's hypocritical.
I'm okay with two women because it's a beautiful thing, but I'm sorry, I don't dig a guy sticking his thing in a dirty hole.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, 2 girls is great, like, I mean, I've looked at plenty of, pornography of that nature, but, I'm saying that, like, a person it's natural, it's like, to have those feelings is natural, and we shouldn't
I
beat people up because they're having
Okay,
natural feelings.
but hang on one
How is it
second.
natural?
This conversation.
Before
Everybody's had a gay
Oof.
dream,
All right,
sir.
so hang on. So before the last 15 to 20 years, and I've mentioned this 1,000 times on the show, gay people were gay, and if they role played, they did what we called either drag queen or transvestite, not transsexual. Transsexual was getting the operation, and that happened, but not as frequently. And now it's being pushed, everything from school to politics to movies, commercials, and everything, that it's just a normal thing. It's not. Gay is one thing. I've known a lot of gay people in my life, and I've got no problem with them. But when you start, it's all been in the last 20 some years, and they change this thing to think that it's normal. It's not.
You mean
And you've got
mutilation, more specifically, is not normal. That's what you're
right.
saying.
And what's happening are these primarily younger generation are thinking that it's okay to lop your tits off, lop your wiener off, and take hormones. A guy gets a vagina and he's never going to be like a woman. He's got to take pills for the rest of his life. He's got to insert this thing in order to keep that hole open. Did you know that? That's not normal.
Well, that's
So,
why many of them prefer to keep the old cock and balls.
which is absolutely gross. I'm sorry, I don't like seeing a guy dressed in a dress with long hair, makeup, and a beard. It's just not normal. It's not.
Well, why would you have a beard though? That's not completing the look.
No, it's not. But you're saying if they have a penis, 9 times out of 10 they keep their beards.
No,
Right.
no. It's because Mike, when you
Regardless, all I'm
but
saying
hear,
is
hear me
that.
out for a second. When
Yeah.
you go through this process, and you might know this, maybe I'm educating you a little bit on it. Not that you probably even want to know, but they'll do
Well,
something
hang
where they
on.
have
If it's supposed to be
one of their
natural, why are we
testicles
going through a
removed.
process?
Well, they'll do something where they'll have one of their testicles removed, and that actually prevents a lot of the male hormones in the body, and makes them thinner and prevents a lot of the hair growth and stuff like that. They also get the hair removal therapy, and like you were saying, they take hormones. Hello.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Did we get knocked off again?
No, I think there was just a moment of shocking silence.
There was. There was a moment of shock, I think, from the caller.
No, I'm still listening. I'm just warming up, ready to go.
Lord. Well, I think I don't think Daniel's gonna let go of the hill that he's chosen to die on, the tranny hill here, per se. So
Well, I'm just curious because earlier he said it's a natural thing, but now he said go through this process.
Oh, well, okay. What I meant by
If
that,
you go
sir, let
through
me
a
be more
process,
specific.
it's not natural. Am I wrong?
Sure. Let me be more specific. Freud said that pretty much like at a base level, everybody is bisexual.
Freud's a fucking idiot too.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Listen, homosexuality has been around for millennia. The Romans talk about it, the Greeks talk about it, and Lord knows what happened before them.
Right.
But I'm sure it's been around forever.
Forever, it's been around.
And it happens, and it is what it is. But it's as he just said, this gentleman who's talking, it's this process of, as Michael also said, manipulating yourself and mutilating yourself.
Your body
to be
part,
something
essentially.
that you're not.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, remember last time we talked about the bonobos, the type of ape that has bisexual
Yes.
orgies like all day long, every day.
Not all day long, just when they're frightened or when they want to create a
Somebody's
situation.
been studying.
I know about that. I learned about this group of apes like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, so
Mike's a freak,
that
by the
tells
way.
you something about primates and humanity, and that it is a perfectly natural thing, and we shouldn't give people a hard time about it.
They're primates. They're not humans.
But what's the big deal? Oh, the guy's wearing a dress or he's acting feminine. Like, it's so fearful.
I
I
just
gotta be
said.
masculine.
Well, a guy who's a guy is going to be masculine. A guy who is flamboyant is more than likely going to be gay. I'm
But
not
how much
saying
of
this.
that is coming from fear? Like, you're
I'm
just so
not.
afraid
Listen,
of what people
It's
think.
coming from
anybody's
fear. I
not-
love that.
I'm not in any way afraid of these people.
You're in a
at
fear
all.
zone right now, Mike. That's what it is.
I've never been
And no,
afraid
to
of
the
You're in the
chat,
fear zone.
I'm 100% heterosexual. I just think that some trans women are beautiful, and they're women, so there's nothing gay about that.
They're not women. They're men.
I
They're
disagree.
in an appearance of a woman.
Like, from behind, would you even be able to tell?
Yep.
How?
Hips and shoulders.
I'm
What
pretty
if they
sure
had,
you would tell with some fucking balls flopping around.
All right.
Well, I
Absolutely.
mean,
Jesus
like,
Christ, Daniel, you make Liberace look like John Wayne.
I love that. Oof.
again, completely hetero, just very open-minded, and I just, I love all
Personally,
peoples,
I'm
and I love
Jewish,
diversity.
I'm a trans woman, and I'm queer, and those are related.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, listen, caller, I really appreciated you calling in here and sharing your thoughts and opinions. Definitely call again soon, my friend.
Will do. You guys take it easy.
You got it, brother. Stay
Take
black.
care. Thanks for calling. Yes.
All
And
right.
believe me, and thanks, caller, but believe me, you guys, trans people go through so much. They have so many issues. They're the last people we want to pick on or make to feel weird.
42% are commit suicide. 42% commit suicide.
And more
that's
after
why
this.
we should-
More after this program, thanks to you, Mike.
And that's why
The number's
in my
gonna go
opinion,
up.
we should be very kind to them.
This is true. I agree with Daniel. It's good to be kind and polite. Mike, there's nothing more beautiful than being kind to your fellow human being.
I'm kind. I just don't talk to them.
Are you sure? I don't know, Mike. I feel like you're not exactly that kind.
What do you think? I'm a gay basher? I drive around looking for gay trans to beat up?
No, not when
What
you
about,
are one, Mike. Not when you already are a gay trans.
Well,
It's too
what
late.
about Marilyn Manson, guys? Marilyn Manson is like, he's all about dressing like
He's
a woman.
he's experimental. You know, he's experimenting.
Even as a woman's name.
What's your question?
Well, I know you I mean, I don't think you're like a huge admirer of him, but I know you have like a certain respect for him as an artist.
Right. So what's your question?
So he's somebody that dresses like a woman and does a lot of gender bending type of stuff. Wouldn't you agree that he's doing it to kind of make a point?
First and foremost, Marilyn Manson is a shock rocker. The art that the performance art that he creates and does on stage is shock value. Number one. Number two, he only did that dressing like a woman thing when that album came out. What the hell was it called? Animals.
Actually, I just watched the video where he did it in a concert a few days ago.
I stand corrected. The point of the matter is, if I remember correctly, isn't he being charged for like sexual abuse with women? Like, I don't think he has.
Probably.
Sex with men. I know he's gone on stage and he did.
He's got some allegations with
All
women.
he was doing was
yes.
he was putting them in cages and whipping them and stuff like that.
That's
It was
pretty
all
normal.
sexual.
It's pretty normal.
Oh, it's pretty normal.
I've done that.
I got a
I've done
girl
that.
in a cage right now.
There you go.
Pictures?
Yeah, send you video.
Totally normal behavior, but gentlemen, I'm looking at the time here, and it's time for me to pack it all in. By the way, thank you to both of you for being here, part of the program.
Thank you,
and thank you to the callers. Thank you to my dad, by the way, and the last caller. But that was fantastic. I had no idea where this show was going to go. By the way, in the beginning of
we
this
didn't
program,
even talk about the subject that you wanted to talk.
no, we
about.
went way off
your
course.
list?
No, we went
You had a
way.
whole list you gave me.
I had a whole thing I wanted to talk about with you both because I wanted your opinions on all sorts of things I had in my mind. But sometimes it's good to go organic and just go with the wind and see where the conversation will take us. And
I have
holy
so much
shit,
to say about that woman.
it was pretty wild. It was a good time. I really enjoyed my time with all of you. And another thing I wanted to mention was the shop is now open, by the way, the merchandise section at michaeldecon.com. I would advise all of you out there to go there if you are a long-time listener, fan of this program. I have brought a few pieces of new merchandise for you, a new coffee mug, a t-shirt, and another t-shirt with a sort of terrorist-looking guy on there with a Molotov cocktail and a gun. And it is beautiful. Definitely go and pick yourself up a t-shirt there, the Guy Jean edition t-shirt. Look that up if you haven't already. But yes, michaeldecon.com. Go there now if you love this program. Get yourself some merch up in this bitch. Mike, closing words.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who listened tonight. Michael, thank you as always for having me on the show. And
Absolutely.
Daniel, always a pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely.
Daniel, any
All right,
final
guys.
parting words before we let you go to hang out with Bruce Jenner?
Just check out End of Days Radio and check out Arc Raiders. I'm super addicted to it. It's like the best game, most addicting game I've played in a long time. I got hooked because I was playing Modern Warfare Zombies and I wanted to try similar games. So I downloaded Arc Raiders and my God, it is just so freaking addicting. I'm gonna go play it after I get done with this show.
Nice.
And then other than that, just thanks Michael for having me on. Good talking to you, Mike. And I love you guys. You guys are my brothers in Christ. And I will talk to you next time.
Love that.
And you are my brother in Lucifer.
Oh, very nice.
Come back.
Very cool.
Hail Mary, Hail Satan.
My God. Good to talk to both of you guys. We'll do it again on the other side.
Guys.
Take care, boys.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
And there they go. That was Daniel and Mr. Mike Hideous. Wasn't that a good time? I really appreciate that. The banter, the back and forth, the conversation with my old man and the callers. Thank you to Roman as well. And thanks to all of you out there listening inside and outside of America. But yes, if you want a piece of the Michael Decon program, now you can. Go to michaeldecon.com and get yourself a t-shirt. They are amazing, by the way. These shirts came out great. Top talent indeed. But yes, you hear that music, that means it's time to get the hell on out of here. Signing off from the salt-crusted Huntington Beach ruins of California. My name, in fact, is Michael Decon, and it's been a pleasure to do it again with you one more time, just like old times here on a Saturday night. It felt right, but we'll do it again soon. Take care, everybody. Mahalo.
Personally, I'm Jewish, I'm a trans woman, and I'm queer, and those are related.
She said her whole house. She is dark-sided too! She's not a Christian!
She could be a Jew and believe in
It
God.
doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff!
Get ready for the world's #1 late-night radio show and podcast.
Her entire house is dark-sided.
She said her whole house.
She is dark-sided too!
I don't like that kind of talk.
He's a man. He's a man.
Michael Decon knows how to hurt you. He pretends to